The stream's on, that's all that matters.
Ready to go?
Yeah, I guess we could talk and then give it back to the PA. So, yeah.
Well, no, I mean, there's no, we won't be.
Well, there's no direct feed, but
no.
That's up to you.
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Okay, we'll just make
Stu,
sure.
Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
I think we're good to go.
Okay, yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 42nd annual Max Midget Hockey Championship Final. As we are live at the Scotiabank Saddledome, Chris Colwell joined alongside me is Dave Standish as the Calgary Buffaloes get set to take on the Moose Jaw Warriors. And Dave, we're seeing a team that is 5-1 in the Calgary Buffaloes, and the only remaining team without a loss in their record, the Moose Jaw Warriors, at 5-0-1 in this championship final.
Yeah, thank you, Chris, and hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us for game number 57 of 57. January 1st, Happy New Year, Happy New Decade. We say goodbye to the 2010s and welcome the 2020s. Yeah, 5-0-1, Chris, and of course, we've been talking throughout the quarters and the semis when it came to the Moose Jaw Warriors about what the one is and how important that 4-3 goal with 2.5 minutes was, and then the 4-4 goal with 17 seconds was, because...
You mean 3-2 and 3-3.
Excuse me, 3-2 and 3-3, because that's why, well, that's half the reason they're here. The other half, obviously, the consistency that Moose Jaw has shown with the 4-1 win yesterday morning against the Chicago Mission, and yesterday evening against the Saskatoon Blazers, 1-0, 4.5 minutes into overtime. You know, what's interesting, Chris, from this point of view, you see the big 4-0 in the middle of the center circle there for the Calgary Flames. The tournament is older than the Flames are.
They are,
like, that's crazy. That's crazy to think about, that the Max tournament, folks, has been around longer than the Flames have been in Calgary since they moved to it from Atlanta in the fall of 1979. The Max tournament since 1978. So that tells you something about how people have worked so hard. And we've met volunteers, Chris, that have been here for the entire 42-year run. That's how Calgarian hockey fans are dedicated to this event and how important it is in the scope of the Calgary sports calendar.
And we're getting set, as you can see, preparations going on for the opening ceremonies. Flag bearers are out on the ice. Let's give you a little background on these two teams. Seeing two teams with very different approaches to their games. The Calgary Buffaloes, Dave, they really get up and go. They like the pace of the game. They like that pace to be higher. They like to dictate the pace and be really on their toes. Whereas the Moose Jaw Warriors, they like to be back a little bit. They like that defensive style of play. They'll bottleneck the middle of the ice. They'll clog it up, and they'll just wait for their opportunities. And we've seen that different paces from both teams. That's pretty much the same pace from the two teams, for two different teams throughout the tournament. See the Calgary Buffaloes take that pace on as well. Their only loss of the tournament to the Prince Albert Mintos, I should say, was Prince Albert team that does like to clog up the neutral zone. They like to clog up the middle, don't like to take chances. They like to wait for their opportunities, wait for their opponents to make the mistakes. Buffaloes did that, so the Calgary Buffaloes have already played a team that likes to play that very defensive style of hockey. Didn't go so well for them. Moose Jaw, they've also played teams that like to up that pace. Went well for them against the Chicago Mission. Tie against St. Albert. You know what? Say it went well as well with that one, Dave. But Moose Jaw in that game, as you said, had to pick up the pace in order to get to the playoff round.
Well, it was interesting because they were 3-0 after their first 3 games, but could have missed the playoffs with a loss. That's how close and competitive that pool was between the Caribou Cougars, the St. Albert Nectar Raiders, and the Moose Jaw Warriors. Just the luck of the draw, or how they laid out the 25 teams among the 5 pools, because we had teams with 5 points win their pool, and the Moose Jaw Warriors would have been out with a 6 points just based on, like I said, the luck of the draw and how competitive that pool was. I think we're going to have Tournament All-Stars awarded here in just a minute, Chris. But yeah, 2 different teams, 2 different provinces, 2 different styles. Of course, the Calgary Buffaloes come into this season, come into this tournament first place in the Alberta Midget League South Division lead in terms of points per game and goals per game. They score many, many more goals per game than any of their South Division opponents. And the Moose Jaw Warriors, they're third in the Sask League, and they've been fighting all year long, and let's see if the Saskatchewan tendencies as opponents for the Buffaloes maybe show the same result, because the Prince Albert, as you said, the Prince Albert Mintos of Saskatchewan defeated the Calgary Buffaloes, unfortunately quite handily on on December 30th on Calculator Day.
Well, it's Calculator Day. The Calgary Buffaloes suffered their only loss of the tournament. As right now the Moose Jaw Warriors being introduced, they are going to be wearing the white jerseys. The Calgary Buffaloes in their Calgary blue and red there, Dave, and it makes it a little difficult for us to see the numbers from up here, but
so we ask for your forgiveness in advance. And of course, I'm trying to make Calculator Day a civic holiday. I'm going to be meeting with Mayor Nenshi tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. But I don't know. I'm optimistic.
Starting goaltenders for this afternoon's game for the Calgary Buffaloes. Jared Whale gets the start. He's 3-0, 1.33 goals against average, 947 save percentage. But Dave, the interesting part, Whale got the first game for the Calgary Buffaloes, that 3-0 shutout victory over Ogbar's Academy. He then sat on the bench and watched the rest of the tournament until the quarterfinals and the semifinals, where he defeated the Saskatoon Contacts 3-2 and then the Caribou Cougars 6-2. So kind of an interesting strategy from the Calgary Buffaloes.
Yeah, it was interesting. Obviously, that shows you that both goaltenders are of high quality, sort of a 1-1A type of system, because if you look at their league stats, they've pretty much been 50-50, and that's the kind of ability that you need, because that's what they had at the national championships last year. They finished fourth after winning the Pacific title and the Alberta title in the spring of 2019. Now that we can say last year, seems a little strange, but we can say that. And hey, two are better than one, and if neither goaltender is demanding more games, run with it. No problem at all. It's a great thing to have, and if you're going to ride Philpott during the round robin portion, where wins and losses make all the difference to even get into the playoffs on New Year's Eve, and then you can come back with Whale, they probably really support each other and like working togetrer.
We are seeing some All-Stars being introduced, or going to be introduced here shortly, Dave. You can see one of them standing in the entranceway. We know who that is, and anybody that's been with us also knows who that team is, as that's the Chicago Mission getting the first All-Star award. Starting goaltender for the Moose Jaw Warriors going to be Dylan Ernst, and Dave, the Moose Jaw Warriors have gone exactly flip-flop. Ernst and Coward have played every other game. Ernst 4-2 win over Calgary, 5-2 win over Airdrie. He was the goaltender on record in that 4-1 win over Chicago. Then watched his teammate and fellow goaltender Chase Coward went to overtime in a 0-0 tie, and Moose Jaw that 1-0 overtime victory in the semifinals against the Saskatoon Blazers is the only goal in that one from Callahan. It was his first of the tournament and first point of the tournament, and couldn't have come at a better time for Moose Jaw.
Yeah, an interesting strategy for both goaltending systems, as you said, Chris. Ernst played in the quarterfinal, didn't get overly challenged, only an own goal by one of his defenders slapping the puck into the net instead of behind the net is the only reason he didn't have a shutout. And then to come back with Mr. Coward was an interesting choice. I believe all the other teams rode both goalies into the semifinal, but Coward played very well, 64 minutes of action, and obviously Ernst the number one goalie in the pressure situation. And hey, if he gives up a couple of quick ones, you never know. They might put Coward in and be just as confident in the comeback.
Ernst with a 3-0 record of 1.67 goals against average, 944 save percentage. So both goaltenders don't give up a lot of goals. So this could be a very low-scoring game, or it could be a very high-scoring game. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out.
Hear this stuff they said.
All right, we'll get the specific information on who's winning the awards a little quicker. And we can tell you some information about the tournament scholarship recipients. Ceremonial face-off between the two captains, of course, Buffaloes in blue, Moose Jaw in white. Tournament committees worked very, very hard this week, and not only this week, Chris. This is basically a 9-month-a-year work. Like they'll be re-upping sponsors in February, and they'll start meeting again probably in April, and then once a week starting in September.
We're going to turn things over to National Anthem, and we'll get set for the opening face-off here at the 42nd Annual Max Midget Hockey Championship Final. Anthem has been sung, and now both teams getting set as they'll get their helmets back on. They'll roll up the carpets as we get set to go for the 42nd Annual Max Midget Hockey Championship Final here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. And Dave, you do have some numbers on, or some information on the Scholarship Award winners.
Yeah, let's give you the whole piece of information here. The Max Scholarship Program recognizes the athlete's academic excellence. This program provides 5 Max participants from the male division with a $1,500 scholarship for post-secondary education. As well, each recipient will receive a Stetson hat courtesy of the Calgary Sport Tourism Authority. This year's Max Tournament Committee is proud to announce the recipients for the Max Tournament Scholarship Award winners. From Prince Albert, the Mintos. From Pool 1 was Dawson Brace. Pool 2 from Chicago Mission, we saw Jacob Jonkman. From Pool 3, the Swift Current Legionnaires, Jacob Herman. From Pool 4, the Airdrie CFR Bisons, J.R. Luderbach. And from Pool 5, the Saskatoon Contacts, Logan Barrios.
And JT and Jacob were both on the ice to receive their white Stetsons as well, the scholarship. So referees shake hands with both benches, get together at center ice. We are set to go. The Calgary Buffaloes going from left to right in this opening period. Moose Jaw Warriors from right to left.
All right, man. Let's have some
lineups. Moose Jaw Warriors, Ethan Peters, Ben Wormsrow, Atlee Calvert, Maxus Warner, and Lucas Schmidt. For the Calgary Buffaloes, Oasis Weisblatt, Hale Schoeneck, Kate Turner, Heath Armstrong, and Stefan Rosier. In the 42nd Annual Max Midget Hockey Championship Final is underway. Calgary Buffaloes winning the opening faceoff. They'll back up inside their own zone. Worked ahead on the near wall, out to center ice, but picked up immediately by Wanner. Wanner plays back inside of his own zone. Outlet pass deflected down inside of Buffalo territory. Not to play it is Jared Whale. Spins it off the far glass. Can't get it out though. Centering feed broken up by the Calgary Buffaloes, and they'll start out to center ice. Right side is Cade Turner with it. He'll slide it up on the left side for Weisblatt. Weisblatt will dump and chase into the left corner boards. Gets it in behind the goal. Centering pass though broke it up, and Moose Jaw break it out to center ice. Wormsrow leading the rush up the right side. 2-on-2. He'll tap it softly down inside of Calgary territory. Dave, a lot of these Calgary Buffaloes grew up probably coming to this building, watching this game, watching the Calgary Flames or the Calgary Hitmen play. Now get a chance to skate on this ice. Moose Jaw Warrior players, maybe not so as much, but did have their opportunities, and maybe a little bit of a awe moment for all these players on the ice.
Well, and that's why the first 5 to 10 minutes is going to be so critical. And we've said it, I've been coming to this game for 10 years on New Year's Day, and it's the same thing in the pregame ceremony and just all the talk in the underneath the stands, that it's all about calming down. That's why they were here about an hour and a half before, and you could see a few of the players sitting in the stands, taping their sticks, just looking around and just absorbing the moment. And now it has to be, this is like any other hockey rink, any other game, but just for a big trophy.
Buffaloes win the first two faceoffs of this hockey game. Moose Jaw, though, going to keep the bouncing puck in on the right side. Knocked away by Calgary. Samuel Huck tips it out to center ice and goes for a little skate. Sends it in front of the Moose Jaw bench. Gets it back, though, after he was knocked down. Huck dumps the puck in, and after it on the left wing boards is Justin Barker. He'll get checked off the puck, though, on the far side. And out towards center ice come the Moose Jaw Warriors. The pass missing everybody. Goes all the way down the ice, but it was right between the feet of Wilson Steele. So Steele back to retrieve it and no icing. Takes his time as he gets out to center ice on the right side. Steele will bank pass ahead, knocked in the rest of the way by Justin Baker. Picked up by Moose Jaw, and they'll regroup inside their own zone. But right away, Dave, seeing that Moose Jaw Warriors team just sitting back and waiting for their opportunities, waiting for the Calgary Buffaloes to make a mistake.
Well, we saw that in the quarterfinal at Bauer at 9 a.m. yesterday, Chris. The Chicago Mission did make a mistake, and the Moose Jaw Warriors had a goal on a very impressive tic-tac-toe type of play in the first 90 seconds, and they were able to pretty much ride that momentum to the second goal.
Play just a couple minutes here of this opening period. Quick shot on goal. The first save of the game goes to Dylan Ernst. Now the Buffaloes turn it over, and here comes Moose Jaw up the right side inside of Calgary territory, but a good back check there by Daniel Carahan. Takes the puck away. Drops off inside of his own zone. Out to center ice come the Calgary Buffaloes. On the right side with control is Hale Schunik. Had 2 goals in that semifinal yesterday. A couple of strange goals. The second one becoming the game winner. Both of them, though, banked off of defensemen of the Caribou Cougars in front of the net. The first one on the power play to tie it up. And the first one was even strength. Tie it up. And then the second one on the power play to give the Calgary Buffaloes a lead that they would not relinquish the rest of the way.
Yeah, one off a stick and the other one off a leg. And it was just... It was so unfortunate for Caribou, and that really seemed to kill their mental momentum in the third period.
3 minutes gone here in the opening period. Calgary Buffaloes. Oasis Weisblatt gets it into the right corner boards. He is checked up hard in behind the goal. Buffaloes keep the pressure on those. It rims around to the left side. Both teams with a shot in the first 3 minutes, and Moose Jaw going to get tagged for icing. 16:38 to go in the opening period. Still looking for the game's first goal.
Yeah, just the team's just trying to play each other's games right now and see how they can feel and just eliminate that nervousness. We got a bit of it up here as well. It's just that kind of atmosphere being up here in the Saddle Dome for the very first time. From this point of view, it's quite incredible. So I know it is for them, and it certainly is for us up here as well.
Moose Jaw winning the faceoff. First faceoff win for the Warriors in this hockey game. They'll steer ahead down inside of Calgary territory, trying to break free. The backhand shot on goal. The save made by Whale as Ben Worms-Rose stepped by the Calgary defenseman and got a first opportunity for Moose Jaw to break open the scoring. Weisblatt, big jolt as his stick gets broken in half, and the Warriors able to clear it out to center ice. Back within the neutral zone is Logan McGowan. McGowan weaves in front of the Moose Jaw bench and then backhands it in. Stopped by Dylan Ernst in behind his own goal. He'll settle things down as the Warriors start out again.
How many times have we seen 2 halves of sticks just lying on the ice trying to have the players get out of the way?
In come the Warriors with a chance on a broken play, but a good defensive play by Brendan Ross takes it away from Kalen Fitzpatrick. Ross now the other way, 3-on-2. Buffalo's in with a long shot. Rinse the save. Rebound and trying to follow up was Ross, and he couldn't pull the trigger as it bounced away from him into the corner. Left side, 2 players from each side. Moose Jaw getting a third one in there. Third one is Worms-Rowe, and he's going to force the referee to blow the whistles. He lost sight of the puck.
This is the elite of the elite, Chris, at the major midget hockey level, the U18 level, as of next year, well, next season anyway. And we've seen a lot of execution successfully from the top teams in terms of being able to set up that second rebound because they placed it in a perfect place where it wasn't going to go in the first shot, but the goaltender wasn't able to set up a perfect rebound, so they were able to bury the second chance on the opposite side.
Moose Jaw losing the face-off as the Calgary Buffaloes are unable to hold the puck in. They'll get back inside of their own zone with it. Hale Schunik in behind the goal. He's tied up. Schunik then knocked to the ice by Kalen Fitzpatrick as the Calgary Buffaloes backed up inside their own zone. Now start out to center ice. Samuel Huck up the left side. Steers it inside of Moose Jaw territory. Buffaloes after it on the forecheck, but Parker Douglas sends it around on the near wall to try and get out, unable to do so, so try on the far side now. Gets around for his defense partner, and out to center ice come the Warriors. Calgary Buffaloes making changes on the fly, as are the Warriors as they dump the puck in. After it on the left side is Connor McGrath, tied up in the near corner. McGrath gets it, tried the centering pass in front, broken up though, and Calgary will start out to center ice again. Quick pass through the middle by Barker. on the right side, but tied up off the puck there was Ryan Sullivan, and Moose Jaw backs up in behind their own goal. Take control there, settle things down. They'll start out to center ice and across the Calgary line, but good back check there by Kellen Hartson. Takes the puck away, now feeds it on the right side for Justin Parker. He'll step it across the line, toe drag by Parker, trying to go to the front of the net. Couldn't quite take the puck with him as Moose Jaw able to take it away. They'll lift it out to center ice. It'll bounce down inside of Calgary territory all the way down for icing. 5.5 minutes gone in this opening period.
Well, you can already get a sense in that 5.5 minutes, Chris, about the two different styles. Moose Jaw likes to dump it in. The Buffaloes have a little bit more finesse, trying to stick handle their way towards the middle of the net. As I said, the Warriors will muck it around the boards and then try to create a diagonal pass into the slot.
Face off in the defensive zone, 1 for Moose Jaw. 3-2 on the face-off edge for the Calgary Buffaloes as the Warriors get out to center ice. On the left side, Evan Callahan, his wrist shot is off a stick, bounces in behind the goal. Osterchuk there after it for the Buffaloes. Plays it around on the far side. Setter had Paul skated out the second time. Long shot for the point. That one blocked off in front. Back to the line, left side, wrist shot. That one off a stick and wide of the goal. The wrist shot by Maxis Juanes. In behind the goal, centering feed is broken up by the Calgary Buffaloes. They'll take it out to center ice, 3-on-2. They have numbers through the neutral zone. Up the left side, centering feed though blocked off and cleared to the line, not out, held in, long shot. That one on goal. The stick save made by Dylan Ernst. His third test of this hockey game.
I don't know if Moose Jaw's cross-ice attempt between three Buffalo players in blue was the best opportunity, as they were able to turn it around and get a 3-on-2 the other way.
Calgary Buffaloes across the line, low drop pass, Weisblatt shot, scores! Oasis Weisblatt opens the scoring, 6:36 in, it's 1-0 Calgary.
His big brother had a big impact this afternoon for the Hitmen, and I know he's sitting in the stands cheering on Oasis here, the fourth Weisblatt kids, and I know Mom's very, very happy, but we talked about it, Chris, there was no follow-up after that other play that I mentioned. That Moose Jaw wasn't really able to get more consistent play after that, and Weisblatt made him pay. We talked about that finesse, just a nice little shot just inside the blue line, and the guy that I've been talking about and I've been complimenting for 6 days gets his reward with the opening goal here at the Dome.
Third of the tournament for Oasis Weisblatt, his 8th point. We'll wait on the assists on it as the Buffaloes dump the puck down inside of Moose Jaw territory. Warriors back after it inside their own zone. Trying to get out, send it around on the right side. The puck was knocked out of the air with a high stick as Sam Bolt touched up. 7 seconds shy of the 7-minute mark of this opening period.
We would like to take this time to acknowledge our gold sponsors, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, McSweeney's, Dentyne, and Oreo Bars. Their support of the Max is great.
Go. Oasis Weisblatt on the face-off dot, deep inside of Moose Jaw territory, going to get waved out to the glove side of goaltender Dylan Ernst. Buffaloes with the opening goal as the Warriors win the face-off, quickly play it on the cross ice and get the announce of that goal. So Rozier draws the lone assist, his 4th assist and 7th point of the tournament. It's Moose Jaw with the puck in behind the Calgary goal. Good check there though by the Calgary Buffaloes as they take the puck away. See if Moose Jaw's going to get away from their game plan a little bit and get back onto their toes instead of waiting for Calgary to make a mistake, as the Buffaloes right now don't look like they want to make one. Send it high off the glass and down the ice. Back after it inside of his own zone is Wyatt Wilson. Forced in behind the net. Wilson comes out with the puck though for Moose Jaw. Lost the handle, got it back though, plays it ahead. The Warriors to center ice but making changes on the fly, so they'll just dump it in and finish off their changes. Allows the Calgary Buffaloes a chance to regroup.
I've been talking about Weisblatt all throughout the semifinal. Hope you were with us, see it live on demand, and he does everything you need him to do and then shows off yet another skill set with how we put that puck in the net. I've seen all 4 Weisblatts here locally on a 200 by 85 sheet ice, and they're all extremely talented.
Back in comes Moose Jaw, a little break of mistake by the Buffaloes, but there's Will with a couple of big stops on the doorstep. Kirk Mullen got in behind the Calgary defense, and no sooner, Dave, do I say that Calgary Buffaloes not willing to make a mistake. They make one there, and the Moose Jaw Warriors nearly capitalized to tie this game up at 1.
Kirk Mullen was spectacular in the quarterfinal against Chicago. Was anywhere and everywhere you needed him to be, and was a little quieter in the semi, but made a huge impact right there, and a big stop from Dylan Ernst. Jared Whale, 2 big stops actually.
Samuel Hart deflecting that puck into his Calgary bench, so the face-off will be just outside of Buffalo territory. Actually, saying it was off a Moose Jaw stick, so that's why the face-off came outside of the Buffalo zone. Controlled by Calgary. 1-3 neutral zone face-offs in this hockey game as they stare down inside of Moose Jaw territory. Lanner to the right side on the far wing side, out to center ice. Come the Warriors again, in across the line. It's Matt Perkins with a wrist shot, and that one blocked off in front. Perkins then slides it in behind the goal, too far for the intended receiver. That was Rasinchi, and it's out to center ice by Calgary. Knocked down the neutral zone though by Matt Perkins. He'll circle it back inside of his own zone. So Warriors taking their time. Lanner cross ice on the near side for Ethan Peters, and Peters works it ahead, tipped in by Evan Callahan. Had the game-winning goal that sent Moose Jaw to the Max final here this afternoon. Back in after it on the left side. Poked away from him, back towards the line, but held in by Matt Perkins, doing a good job. Perkins had an assist on that game-winning goal. So he was the one that threw it in front from the corner and allowed Callahan to snap it into the back of the net, and now the Buffalo's able to clear it out to center ice. They all have a chance to have numbers. It's backhanded down the ice as Daniel Kernahan, icing waved off, is back after to Sam Bolt inside of his own zone.
Yeah, we hadn't really noticed that line in the first 63 minutes of the game, sort of a fourth-line role that they had, but the AP call at Matt Perkins on the near left side was able to work his way through three players and then feed it right in front, and Callahan had the overtime finish.
Calgary Buffaloes take the puck away deep inside their own zone. They're out to center ice. On the right side, Daniel Sisso across the line, right side, his wrist shot, pad save made by Ernst. Sisso had the first goal of the tournament for the Calgary Buffaloes in that 3-0 win over Akbar's Academy back on Boxing Day in the first feature game.
Yeah, and the Buffaloes had the perfect attitude, Chris. They knew it was in front of a capacity crowd at Max Bell Center.
And mistake by the Calgary Buffaloes. Jared Whale had to be sharp on that one as the pass back by Sisso hit his own teammate, bounced nearly into the back of the goal. Now Moose Jaw on their toes trying to get that goal back, trailing 1-0. We just passed the midpoint of this opening period. Shots 5-4 in favor of the Buffaloes. Start to center ice on the right side. Sisso will dump it in, head off for a change.
Yeah, and they came out with the right mental attitude, and they were able to absolutely dominate the Russians, who had actually been in town and played a game the previous Monday against the Okotoks Oilers out in Okotoks on the 23rd.
There's a turnover chance for Calgary in front, but that one slipped in behind the intended receiver and out to center ice. Come the Moose Jaw Warriors. Get as far as the Calgary blue line, can't get it in. It's a good job by the Calgary Buffaloes to back check. Down the neutral zone, Barker tips it ahead, down inside of Moose Jaw territory. Warriors back after it. Wyatt Wilson in behind his own goal, but the Buffalo forecheckers steal it away. On the right side, they'll play it down low. Wilson gets it back. Again, can't clear it out. Held in on the right side by Brendan Ross. Second effort will get out. Off a skating down inside of Calgary territory. Buffalo's back after it inside their own zone. 8:45 to go here in the opening period. 1-0 Calgary the lead. Oasis Weisblad with his third of the tournament. Now a turnover. Chance for Moose Jaw on the right side. Connor McGrath. He's tied up, spun away from the puck. Comes back to the line on the right side. There's a long shot and Whale to save it. He looks around. Wasn't sure completely that he had it, Dave. And actually, he still didn't know until the whistle went and finally found it between the pads.
Well, just to see if he was going to get run over from the left side because Moose Jaw had a loose man to his left. And, yeah, you just never know. But the squeezing of the sticks, it takes 15, 20 minutes just to get a little bit calmer. But, yeah, that first goal certainly settled down the Buffaloes, and honestly, it probably settled down the Warriors, too, because it's not about the atmosphere or the day of the year. It's about, hey, we're down by one.
Now it's game on as the Warriors back inside of their own zone. Circling back is Parker Jasper. Had to avoid a couple of checks and a hard pass up through the neutral zone on the left side for Fitzpatrick. He's in. His centering pass deflects in behind the goal. Back after it there is Mullen. It now throws it back in front of the net. Bounces high in the air. Mullen knocks it down with some help from Fitzpatrick. Feeds it to the line. Douglas, right side. One-timer deflected just wide of the net. Off the end boards. Comes back to the left point. Held in there by Douglas. Tried to feed it in front, blocked off. Following up, though, on the left wing boards is Kirk Mullen. Mullen's pass blocked off. Mullen, though, continuing to battle for it, and the Calgary Buffalo is able to clear it out to center ice. Parker Douglas circles back inside of his own zone. Being watched carefully by Hardison. Douglas sends it back in behind his own goal as we are inside of 8 minutes to go here in the opening period. Out to center ice. Come the Moose Jaw Warriors. Calgary Buffalo starting to make changes. Warriors going to do the same. Puck sent all the way down inside of Moose Jaw territory. No icing, though, as the linesman said. Players there could have hit off anybody, so no icing.
Well done by Calgary to not allow the breakout prior to this.
The Moose Jaw Warriors hit across the line, but a good body check there on Rasinski. Knocks the puck away as the Calgary Buffalo is able to clear it out to center ice. Now a broken play on the left side. Here's Court Kissinger in. Kissinger looks for some help off the left faceoff circle. He couldn't pass it though in front as the puck slid away from his stick. Picked up by Moose Jaw. Warriors, a little bit of miscommunication on who is going to clear that puck out. Allows Calgary to keep the play alive. Along the left side, both teams battling for it. Finally comes free in behind the Warrior goal, and Moose Jaw takes control of the puck. Callahan, right side to center ice. Come the Warriors. They'll send it down inside of Calgary territory in behind the goal. Buffalo's back after it. They'll slide it around on the far side and out to center ice. Come the Calgary Buffaloes now. Outlet pass deflects down inside, deflects over the glass inside Moose Jaw territory. The faceoff will be just outside of the Warriors' end.
Quite a while between whistles, too. That was a nice little sequence for both teams. And as I said, you could certainly get a better sense of the two different styles. But what a great forecheck. What a great aggression by the Calgary Buffaloes to disrupt 2 out of the last 3 forward advancements from the Moose Jaw Warriors going right to left, and almost with that steal inside the blue line tried to create their second goal of the contest.
Puck again deflected out of play. This time it was just inside of Moose Jaw territory, so the Warriors will have a defensive zone face-off. But Dave, that's their first neutral zone face-off win in this opening period for the Moose Jaw Warriors was on that last face-off.
Well, and the key is for a neutral zone face-off is to make sure if it's going to go backward to a defender that it doesn't roll off his stick and roll into the defensive zone. But
not a lot of draws. 6-4, make it 6-5 as the Warriors win that one inside their own zone. They've won 4 of 5 inside their own end.
And how important is that going to be?
It's going to be very important. It has allowed the Buffaloes a chance to set up offensively. Puck chipped in behind the goal. Racing after it there is Otterson. Otterson can't quite get to the loose puck. It's been knocked away from him. And now the Calgary Buffaloes, the numbers up the ice. Kernahan down the left side, 2-on-1. Kernahan hesitates, trying to throw it in front of a great diving block by the Warrior defenseman as it's played ahead and hammered the rest of the way in by Otterson. Back in behind the goal. Picked up by the Calgary Buffaloes as Wales slows it down. Outlet pass to center ice, misses everybody. This is going to be icy against the Calgary Buffaloes. 5:54 to go in the opening period.
Looks like we're going to get a replay on that opportunity. But we're going to take a break.
The Max Tournament would like to take this opportunity to thank St. Polytechnique for their support of the tournament and the use of their site for overflow parking. If you're looking to further your education, please contact SAIT at SAIT.
Davis Fry with that knockaway on the 2-on-1.
Great block by Fry. Now a face-off win for the Warriors. A quick shot blocked off. Now the Calgary Buffaloes the other way across the line, but one too many moves at the blue line by Weisblatt. Drags a teammate across the line first offside, and face-offs, Dave, now evened up 6-6 as the Moose Jaw Warriors have won 4 straight draws.
Well, you know what, Chris? I was thinking about it January 1st. We're about 15 and 16 hours into the year. This has got to be the world's first major tournament championship of 2020. And every other year on January 1st. But unless there's some big event in Japan or Australia or New Zealand today, world's first major tournament championship game of the brand new year, the brand new decade, right here at the Saddledome.
Calgary Buffaloes with the puck back inside of their own zone. 5.5 to go in the opening period. Logan McGowan in behind the net. He'll start it up on the left side. Moose Jaw Warriors haven't taken a penalty, Dave, in about approaching 80 minutes, actually. Actually, I think we are at 80-plus minutes now since the last time the Warriors took a penalty.
Yeah, folks, 1-0 in overtime. Penalty-free game. The cleanest game sheet I've ever seen in my life and will ever see again, to be completely honest.
No power plays, no penalty kills from either side. In fact, no even offsetting penalties on either side of that in that semifinal game as the Warriors dump the puck in. Buffaloes knock it down inside their own zone. They'll slow things down. Right side, McGowan chips it out to center ice. Good knockdown in the neutral ice area by the Buffaloes. They'll send it down inside Moose Jaw territory as Justin Barker finished it off. Warriors, though, back with it inside their own zone.
I was driving home last night and I thought, okay, well, that's an unbreakable record game, but not quite.
Here's a chance for the Warriors, send it right towards the goal as McGrath had a roll off his stick. McGrath probably wanted to settle that one down, Dave, and get another opportunity as the Warriors back up in the neutral zone. Calgary Buffaloes take control of the puck. On the left side is Baker. Baker avoids the check, gets down low, sharp angle shot, he put it on goal, and Dylan Ernst had to be very careful on that one.
Yeah, McGrath has been the kind of player, Chris, that in the 3 games that we've seen, I saw both of them yesterday, that he does his job in the neutral ice and the defensive ice, and then he'll just, you won't notice him, and then bang, he's there. And then he kind of fades in the background again, and then bang, he's there again. And that was another case of it. He's just, let's be a shadow, let's be a ghost, let's try to appear only when necessary so that they don't count on me and double team me for 60 minutes.
Face-off win by the Warriors. They'll send it down the ice. Jared Whale forced to drop down, cover it up, and then A little bit of a discussion afterwards as Austin Rashinsky tripped up by Hale Schunik, and the two sevens coming together having some words for each other as linesmen having to step between them.
So as I said, I was driving home last night, and there was, I just thought, well, they've set an unbreakable record, but I mean, when's the next time a playoff game's going to go 65 plus minutes penalty free? I mean, it may happen in the next 42 years of this tournament, but that record last night, and a lot of people on social media were saying it was a classic, and it was a very, very good game. We encourage you to check it out on the on-demand section here on sportscanada.tv, and take a look.
Puck pushed inside by the Buffaloes offside. 3:55 to go here in this opening period. Shots 9-7 in favor of Moose Jaw, but they trail at 1-0. But since the midpoint of this first period, the Warriors found their skating legs and starting to push back on the Calgary Buffaloes. And it's been the Calgary Buffaloes having to be patient, wait for their opportunities. As another face-off win for Moose Jaw. The Warriors start up from inside their own zone. Quickly ahead on the near side is Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick in across the Calgary line, but a little too slowly to do so. And Connor McGrath maybe was a little faster than Fitzpatrick thought as he gets across the line first offside.
I would say the Prince Albert Mintos versus Akbar's Academy from Kazan, Russia game was probably the best game of the tournament, and you and I got the pleasure of calling that one because there was just so much end-to-end action, so much energy. But that one, obviously a very close second. It's just too bad it was the second game of the day rather than the first, because if they play that one again between those two teams, Moose Jaw and Saskatoon Blazers, and they will on January 9th. So get your tickets now because the rematch should be just as good as the first game was.
Moose Jaw Warriors back inside of their own zone. They'll play it ahead out to center ice. 3.5 minutes to go in the opening period. Trying to settle it down was Calvert. He does for his partner, Worms Rowe, and Worms Rowe will send it down inside Calgary territory, and then Calvert lost his footing and allows the Buffaloes to break out to center ice. On the right side with it is Stephen Rosier. Rosier across the line, lost the handle on the puck. Warriors, though, can't get it out. Held in by the Calgary Buffaloes on the left faceoff circle. Centering pass. Bounces away, though, from the intended receiver. Looks like that was Justin Barker, and the Calgary Buffaloes forced to retreat a little bit as Moose Jaw takes the puck deep inside their own zone. Warriors out to center ice. Take their time. A little bounce pass off the wall down inside of Calgary territory. Calvert going to race after it. Calvert bumps up with Kate Turner in behind the goal. Turner, though, gets it free. Calgary Buffaloes with some good puck support, able to clear the zone.
Well, we've seen that multiple times, Chris, where Moose Jaw will push one guy like Calvert and the other four will get a change, and then it's his job to maintain possession.
Here's a turnover by Moose Jaw. Chance for Calgary, but the backhand shot hurts the save as he stands at the top of the crease to stop Kellen Harderson on the doorstep.
First time we haven't had a ringette line to use as a reference point tonight, Chris, but inside the face-off circles down low, that's been a dangerous spot for a lot of teams, all 25 of them, in fact, to give away a bad giveaway and almost pay the price. And we said the skill and finesse of the Buffaloes is most on display in a quick improv situation like that.
Calgary wins the faceoff. Bouncing puck comes to the side of the goal. Harderson with it. Plays it back to the line, left side. Dumped in behind the goal by Schoenig, but it's blocked off, and the Warriors take control. They're out to center ice, 2-on-2, make it a 3-on-2. If they can hurry it up on that pass, just onside was Connor McGrath, able to stretch that leg to keep it himself onside. Now the left point, Warriors with a chance to set up. Long shot tipped by McGrath, wide of the goal though. Picked up by Harderson. Harderson sent it all the way down the ice. Whistle will go far enough for icing. Noah won't, and Dylan Ernst is going to be forced to drop down and cover it up.
Shots 9-9 now, as the Calgary Buffaloes technically the away team due to the inferior record they had. Moose Jaw the only team with a 0 in the loss column prior to today, and we'll see if they're the only team with a 0 in the loss column in about 42 minutes or so, plus overtime. It's not like the round robin. We play until we have a finish.
Calgary Buffaloes win the faceoff. Long shot for the point. That one drifts wide of the goal into the near corner. Picked up by Moose Jaw, and they'll have a chance to break out. Slide ahead to the neutral zone, but the Buffaloes were waiting for it, and they'll knock it right back in. Warriors now in transition, tip it down inside of Calgary territory. Whale comes out to play it in behind his own goal, rims it around the glass. Back to the right point. Warriors hold it in there. Long shot through traffic, missed the net. Rebound bounces in behind the goal. Davis Fry chases after it. Fry gets there, but two Buffaloes converge on him. Fry getting some support now from Otterson in behind the goal. Fry and Otterson battling for Moose Jaw. In there is Schoenig for the Calgary Buffaloes, able to get some help and get the puck free. Fester, left side. Works it down low. Actually, it's Foster working it down low in behind the goal. Chopped out to center ice by the Buffaloes, and the Moose Jaw Warriors back inside of their own zone.
We'll have an extended first intermission because there will be more trophies and silverware to give away for all the tournament award winners that they've been voting on all week long.
Into the final minute here of this opening period as the Calgary Buffaloes take the puck. Can't clear it out, though. Moose Jaw able to hold it in. They'll cycle it around on the near side from the far boards. Unable to gain control, though, was Lucas Schmidt. Buffaloes, though, can't clear. It's a good job by Worms Row off the bench to hold it in, but now a second effort by the Calgary Buffaloes, able to slide it down the ice. 40 seconds to go in the opening period. Schmidt on a left stretch pass, right back in with a shot on goal, and Whale sticks that left glove hand out, makes the save and hangs on.
As I was talking about that one-man in, four-man change sort of conversion and maintenance of puck possession, that it didn't quite work a few minutes ago when I mentioned it, but you see that quite common in the women's game, actually, Chris. I've probably done more women's broadcasts than I have men's, and you notice that a lot more, even at a higher age group, but hey, if it works for Moose Jaw, keep doing it, but it's not common, let's just say, among the midget boy level.
Warriors back inside their own zone. Half a minute to go in the opening period. The pass, though, going to miss everybody. This is going to be icy against Moose Jaw, so 19.7 seconds left in the first period, and the Calgary Buffaloes offensive zone face-off, their 9th of this opening period, are 3 of 8 thus far in the offensive zone in the opening frame.
But that shows you how confident they are in a guy like Calvert to be able to work it around and at least kill enough time so that his other 4 players can make the change and at least cover on the back end, and then he can go make the 5th change when it's more comfortable.
Face off deep inside of Moose Jaw territory, controlled by Calgary. Top of the point, left side steal with a wrist shot. That one blocked off, and a chance for the Warriors now to go the other way. Up the left side, Worms Row in across the line. Centering pass right to the doorstep. Stopped by Whale, as right there was Lucas Schmidt trying to go high blocker side late in this opening period. At the line, the pass misses Douglas, comes all the way down the ice as the first period comes to a close, but Dave, Calgary Buffaloes with the lone goal despite being outshot 10-9 in the opening 20 minutes of play.
Well, just on that last play, Chris, we talked about all week long about players running out of real estate to be able to make their last second moves. He was able to do that. He was able to flip to the forehand. Obviously, a backhand probably would have been right to the pads, no trouble at all. But he was able to pull up and slow down just enough to make that little switch, that little move, and came closer than he would have with just a blind backhand shot.
Shots on goal in that first period, 10-9, I should say, in favor of the Moose Jaw Warriors. Lone goal, Oasis Weisblad, his 3rd of the tournament, gives Calgary a 1-0 lead. Face-offs in that opening period of play, 11-10 in favor of the Calgary Buffaloes. So, 2 teams right now staying on the benches as the awards starting to come out for, I believe these are All-Star awards coming out right now, Dave.
Everything's within one right now, face-off, shots, and goals. And we hope we have a lot of people from Moose Jaw watching. And we could have had an all-Saskatchewan final, but the Calgary Buffaloes prevented that. And based on the bracketing of December 30th on Calculator Day, we could have had an all-Saskatoon final, the Blazers against the Contacts. That would have been cool. We're going to award some hardware and some trophies here, and we'll take it to our man, Chris Turnbull.
Center or Sisson?
For the announcements of the Tournament All-Stars, and then we'll follow up with it after we know the answers. You are watching the 42nd annual Max Major Midget Hockey Tournament Final from the Scotiabank Saddledome. Of course, the Max Tournament is always presented by Circle K Convenience Stores. And we've been eating Circle K products all week long and really enjoying ourselves, but we'll concentrate now on the All-Star Award announcements.
Well, Sports-Alike player Jacob Fergus from the Lloydminster Bobcats.
Well, we were talking about the Russians, Chris, and they are the snow leopards from Kazan. That's what Akbars means, and they are in the house. They are in the building today.
Please welcome to Scott to present the Ulster Manufacturing 2019 Max Tournament All-Star Teams.
All right, the All-Star teams. Could be.
The second All-Star team
Could be a couple Buffaloes and or Warriors in this group. Jared Whale, the second All-Star goaltender. And we had been kind of speculating that on that all week, Chris, and even with the 50-50 exposure that him and his teammate had, great job for Jared Whale, and he's showing it so far, 10 for 10 in this first period. Well done for Jared.
On the bench from the Peary's Blackhawks, Stephen Kohler. And from the Moose Jaw Warriors, Max Warner.
Moose Jaw is going to get the second team All-Star award, number 19, Max Warner, and he's been spectacular this week. And of course, the other award from Beardies out of Duck Lake. Of course, all the specific information, folks, can be found on the Max Tournament website. I encourage you to check that out.
Our forwards from the Vancouver Northeast Chiefs, Daniel Juka.
Juka from the Chiefs liked his game in the one we saw.
Chase Berthelot.
Chase Berthel had a good pick from the Mintos.
Stars, Ethan O'Connor. And a second from Ethan, it's North Stars assistant captain.
Calgary North Stars Ethan Aucoin had a big tournament as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, they were sort of up and down. They were the seesaw team of the entire tournament, Chris. 2 wins and 2 losses. Looked great, then looked not so great, and did not qualify, even though they had the ability to in game number 4 of the round robin.
Yeah, the Calgary North Stars, kind of a sad way to end their tournament on December the 29th. December the 29th. Had the ability, all they had to do, Dave, win, and they were in. Win or tie, and they were in, and ended up losing that game 4-3, and ended up 2-2.
Chicago Mission will get one of the...
It's Green, the defenseman.
Yeah. I bet the Mission had some fun here last night cheering on their Blackhawks. Pauls from Prince Albert really liked his game all week.
John Harrington, good pick there for one of the forwards as the first team All-Star.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please, for the first All-Star team. Congratulations to all our winners. And now, get set for second period championship action at Max.
All right, folks, we will take a break and get more details on all 12 of those All-Stars that were announced. And take a break, of course, as always. You're watching, and you have been all week, and we appreciate it so much. Max Tournament Final number 42 here in 2020 from the Scotiabank Saddledome, the Sea of Red. As always, presented by Circle K Convenience Stores. We'll be back in a few minutes.
I'm joined by a member of the Chicago Mission, number 29, Jacob Yonkman. And Jacob Yonkman, you were awarded a Max scholarship, $1,500. Just give us a little rundown on how you were selected for the scholarship.
Yeah, so it was a fun process. I had to submit a couple pieces of paperwork, write an essay about what hockey meant to me, and I kind of presented that in front of the scholarship committee, and we had a kind of a nice long interview, and they kind of went from there.
So, I mean, tell me, you're an athlete first, but it sounds like you're a student athlete more than anything. So what's your best subject in school, and sort of what makes you such a good student?
I really enjoy math. It kind of just comes easy to me. I just kind of stick to it, work hard, and just kind of do what's asked of me, and I can get the job done. So.
Do you find yourself doing a lot of tutoring on the bus when you're going with the boys, or do they kind of match up with you in terms of academic prowess?
I kind of just, when hockey's there, I kind of separate the school and hockey, but I try and when I'm with the boys, I try and just spend that time with hockey. So.
Now this will be your your final year of midget. Do you have plans for next year yet, or are you still kind of making that decision?
I'm still kind of making that decision, but the money will obviously help towards a university that I'd love to go to. So.
And then last one, we always do it as sort of a shout out for somebody you want to say hello to, and maybe, who knows, maybe you remember a teacher that helped you kind of right on the path. Is there somebody you want to say hello to that might be able to check the video out?
Yeah, Mr. Felix. He's my environmental science teacher. He's kind of supported me through hockey through my years with him teaching me. So. Been really supportive.
That's excellent. Well, Jacob, you're a well-spoken young man, and I wish you guys the best of luck through the rest of the tournament. Obviously, a great result tonight, and we'll see you in the playoff rounds.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
We are here with Logan Barros, one of the scholarship winners. Logan, you play for the Saskatoon Condors. What is it like being here at the Max tournament?
Yeah, it's a good experience. There's lots of good bonding moments with your team, and it's good hockey, and it's always competitive, so it's good hockey, yeah.
So, what are some of the stuff that you had to do to win this $15,000 scholarship?
First off, my coach nominated me, and then I had to write a one-page, just a write-up on what hockey means to me. And then after that, there's an interview process, and I got interviewed. And then after that, I was picked for the award.
What are you hoping to do with this money you're receiving? Are you planning on going to another level of more advanced senior hockey or post-secondary?
Yeah, I'm going to use it for school, obviously, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet or where I'm going to go, but it'll go towards my schooling, and hopefully I can get a good schooling off of it.
So your team is likely making the playoffs. What are you guys hoping to accomplish from your last couple days here in Calgary?
Compete, obviously, and build as a team, bring it back to our league, and obviously win as well.
And lastly, not lastly, but what's favorite subjects in school? Any of that stuff?
Yeah, I like science. Right now I'm in physical science, and I really like chemistry and stuff like that, so that would be my favorite subject.
And lastly, is there any special teacher that you've had that you want to give a special shout out to, as well as any family members?
Miss Sirota and my parents, Laura Lee and Tony.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a fantastic tournament.
Thank you.
We are here with Logan Barros. We are joined by Dawson Brace, the Prince Albert Mintos scholarship winner. What does it mean to you to have won the scholarship for the Max tournament?
It's very special, as I take education very seriously, and I work very hard at it. So it's just glad to see the hard work pay off there.
Can you walk me through the process that you had to go through to get nominated and win this scholarship?
Well, I had to keep my grades up throughout this semester, and I had to write an essay about what hockey meant to me, and I submitted all my grades and my interests in the future, and I submitted that to the Max tournament, and then had an interview, and then after that everything else was picked by the board, which was good.
What are you hoping to do after the Max tournament with the money you've won with the scholarship in terms of post-secondary or next level of hockey?
Definitely go to post-secondary for further education, because you need an education in the world to do anything, it's very important. So that's what I'll be using it for.
What's your most favorite subject in school that's kind of helped you towards this?
Probably science. I got a pretty high mark in that, which it's really interesting to me. And I want to kind of do something in health science region. So.
And lastly, is there anything, anybody you want to give a special shout out to in terms of teachers or family members back at home?
Probably my mom and dad. They really pushed me throughout my whole life, to be good in my schooling, and schooling comes first. That's what they always say. I'd like to thank them.
All right, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your tournament.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Scotiabank Saddledome. Chris Colwell, Dave Standish along with you. The 42nd annual Max Midget Hockey Championship Final. 1-0 Calgary Buffaloes with the lead after 20 minutes of play as we break down the scoring summary in that first period. Oasis Weisblad is third of the tournament, team leading 8th point. Blown assist on that goal was Stefan Rosier. Picks up his 4th assist, 7th point of the tournament. And Dave, good start for the Calgary Buffaloes, but the Moose Jaw Warriors started to pour on the pressure a little bit in the later stages of the first period.
Yeah, like I said, you could definitely sense the two different strategies that the teams had. And yeah, Moose Jaw was able to take advantage of some opportunities. I mean, this is the third game in, 37 hours for these teams. So they had some attrition in the second half with their semifinals. I would say the Buffaloes had more energy than the Warriors did in those 60-minute segments, but we'll see what that means for this afternoon for the final. Who has the best gas tank for their 7th game since Boxing Day?
And it's quite a shot by Oasis Weisblad from just about the hash marks, right in the middle of the hash marks, and not really a chance for Dylan Ernst as Weisblad with that goal scorer shot put in the back of the net. Second period underway. Warriors win the opening faceoff. Faceoff edge was to Moose Jaw 11-10 in that opening period as they nearly give one up early on in this second period. Out to center ice on the right side as Worms roll. He'll tip it down inside a Calgary territory, then go after it again. Sends it around to the left point. Held in there by Wanner. Wanner's long shot. Stick save made though by Whale. Calgary with an opportunity to clear it out, unable to do so. Weisblad takes it back inside of his own zone. Now rims it up the boards on the near side. Can't get it out. Second effort does get out to center ice. Back after it is Wanner.
Wanner definitely deserving All-Star here today, and we'll get you the complete details on all 12 All-Stars over the next 40 minutes.
Out to center ice come the Calgary Buffaloes. Quick cross-ice pass. Weisblad across the line, left side. Shot though is blocked off. Follow up though and holding it in is Heath Armstrong. Armstrong in behind the goal. Scooped up there by Wyatt Wilson. He'll send it around and a chance for Moose Jaw to clear it out. Buffaloes say no though as they'll hold it in, but it was only temporary. Second effort by Calgary to get it back in is successful, and Moose Jaw back inside their own zone after it. Sam Bolt behind the goal. Wilson on the far side plays it up for Fitzpatrick. Now back to the near point for Bolt, and Bolt to center ice. Steers it ahead, but Calgary waiting for their own blue line, get it back. Inside their own zone, Buffaloes with a chance to clear it out. Slides away and held in by Wyatt Wilson. He'll cycle it in behind the goal. Calgary though on the near side with a chance to get it out again, but Moose Jaw, good job to get over there after that loose puck, and Calgary will try on the far side to get it out. This time won't get it out again. I thought that one might have had enough steam to get out. Didn't quite. Warriors hold it in. Left point, long shot by Wyatt Wilson in behind the goal. Picked up left side and following in front. Kirk Muller with a sharp angle shot on goal. Whale makes the pad save as he hugs that goal post to keep it out. Now another centering pass. Warriors looking around for a shot. There's a snap shot blocked in front of the net as McGrath took that one. I think he hit his own teammate. That was Mullen standing in front of the goal.
Well, Caden Fitzpatrick held it at the blue line, Chris, and then a few seconds later got his opportunity to get that first shot of the second period. And that shows you that everybody does jobs.
Offside call against Moose Jaw.
Yep, everything gets rotated around, and everybody has defensive and offensive responsibilities. And Caden Fitzpatrick had 2 goals in the quarterfinal yesterday against Chicago, and came closer than anybody so far here in the second period, 2 minutes in.
Face-off control by the Calgary Buffaloes, but the Moose Jaw Warriors immediately send it down inside of Calgary territory, in behind the goal. Buffaloes after it there on the far side, poke it to the line, can't get it out, held in the air, held in, but it bounced high in the air. Calgary Buffaloes able to bat it out to center ice. Moose Jaw though right back with it. Outlet pass by Parker Jasper is deflected up into the netting and out of play.
And a little overstep by Matt Perkins, 23, the only man without the nameplate, but based on that incredible pass in the overtime winner in the semifinal, I think he'll get one for sure once they get back to Moose Jaw. But you haven't seen a lot of APs get a lot of minutes, Chris, but Perkins has gotten important minutes, especially in this first 22 and a half minutes of this contest.
Face-off won by the Warriors. They'll start up again on the right side, down inside of Calgary territory. There's a long shot. Whale, the blocker save. Rebound comes back to the point, held in by Parker Douglas. He's tied up, though, able to get the puck down low into the corner for McGrath. McGrath, centering pass in front. There's a shot. Whale, the save. That's following up was Fitzpatrick. Another shot for the right point. That one goes off a stick and wide of the goal. It's a good job by Fitzpatrick. Better stop, though, from Jared Whale, and Calgary forced to relieve some pressure as they ice the puck.
Hit your rewind button, Chris, because this, and folks at home, because this really reminded me of a soccer-type play where they'll have three players. One man will pass the ball, and the second the first pass, it's intentionally faked so that the second guy can have the shot. And it looked to me from up here that Kirk Mullen intentionally let it go over his stick so that it could be fed right to Kalen Fitzpatrick. Bit of deception, not a bad strategy for Moose Jaw. If you can fake a goalie out like that and mess up his hand-eye coordination, you almost tie a game.
Jared Whale, though, is able to steer that one to the side as the Calgary Buffaloes now poke it out to center ice. 3-on-2 up through the neutral zone. Across the line is Wilson Steele. Cross-ice pass, over shot, they scored! And Daniel Sisso off the right side snaps it over the glove hand of Dylan Ernst. It's 2-0 Calgary.
And then you just outskate somebody. A 3-on-2 with a wide-open man. That finesse, that skill we talked about. Sisso, he got that important goal against the Russians, which is a big reason why they're here today based on the round-robin standings. And Sisso's got an important one here, extending the lead, doubling the lead, 3:26 into the second period. Calgary, trying to be the first local team in almost a decade to win this tournament right here at the Dome.
Third of the tournament for Daniel Sisso, his 5th point, and the Calgary Buffaloes with a 2-0 lead. Win the faceoff at center ice. They'll carry on looking for more. Dump it down inside of Moose Jaw territory. Knocked in behind the goal by Ernst with authority as he didn't like giving up that second goal. As both goals, Dave, beating him high. One blocker side, this one glove side. As the Calgary Buffaloes back inside of their own zone. Turn it over. A chance for Moose Jaw centering passes. We got the announce for that goal. Setter draws the lone assist, and for Setter, that's his second assist and 3rd point. So Warriors back after it inside their own zone. There's a long shot inside the Calgary territory. Long shot goes wide of the goal. Ethan Peters took that long point shot.
All right, Chris, let's take a look at a replay of goal number 2. As the Buffaloes have a 2-0 lead here. Daniel Sisso, an important part both at the beginning and the end of this week. These teams will definitely be sleeping in tomorrow because high school resumes on Monday.
It's been a busy week for all these players. Face-off controlled by Moose Jaw in the neutral zone. He's dumping down inside of Calgary territory. Back after it is Ethan Hayter in behind his own goal. He turns it over, though. A chance for Moose Jaw. Set things up at the right point. Ethan Peters, left side, long wrist shot. That one deflects wide of the goal at the side of the net. Warriors have been in this path before. They were down 2 to the Prince Albert Mintos. St. Albert Raiders. They're down 2 in their last round robin game late in the 3rd period. Came back to tie it up. As here come the Calgary Buffaloes, though. In across the line. This one a whole different animal, though, as the Buffaloes centering pass in front. A good stick tie up there. Back to the line, left side. Banding on the shot, but it worked out for Hayter. He gets a second opportunity. And his second shot is blocked off. Bounces all the way back inside of Calgary territory.
Well, it's the same, but in reverse today, Chris, because Moose Jaw had a goal early in the first period, and then their goal in the second period was basically the final nail in the coffin for their opponents, the Chicago Mission, in the quarterfinal. Now let's see if they can see it from the opposite side. Here's a replay of the goal, that great work on the defensive blue line, and then the third man wide open. Sisso got the finish. Unfortunately, number 18, Parker Douglas, a little bit too late on the defensive coverage. Buffaloes 2, Warriors 0.
Blake Setter, hard work there to get that puck in, then drag it in and send it across for Sisso. Puck in the corner boards, deep inside of Calgary territory. Moose Jaw keeps it in. There's a long shot. That one just missed the net. The rebound off the end boards. Picked up right side. Buffaloes will pick it up. They'll send it out in the air to center ice. Bounces into the neutral zone of Sam Bolt back inside of his own zone. Cross ice on the far side for Wyatt Wilson. He'll steer it ahead. Deflects down inside of Calgary territory. Buffaloes back after it inside their own zone. Defenseman losing his stick. That was Wilson Steele. As the Moose Jaw Warriors take it in the right corner boards. Again, the centering pass comes back to the point, the left side. Held in there by Wyatt Wilson, the shot. That one blocked off in front. Over to the right wing boards as the Warriors now starting to cycle the puck around, looking for a hole in the Calgary Buffaloes defense. Not going to find one there, though, as the Buffaloes intercept and clear it down the ice. Icing waved off. Dylan Ernst thought it was going to be ice. He just hugged his goal post, and now the Warriors going to pass it back to their goaltender off the backboards.
No reason to risk it with Ryan Sullivan standing right there, but Chris, 85, now 91 minutes without a penalty for Moose Jaw or their opponents. At least 91 minutes. We have to go back to the quarterfinal. The interesting thing about Moose Jaw was after they got that first goal lead in the quarterfinal, Chicago took 7 consecutive minors in the second period that Moose Jaw was able to take advantage of with a couple of extra man goals, and everything fell apart for the Mission in that period. But Moose Jaw stayed calm and relaxed and took what Chicago gave, and Chicago gave a lot of power plays.
Puck deep inside of Moose Jaw territory. Calgary on the forecheck, able to separate the puck. That was number 16, Blake Setter. Centering pass, broken up and out to center ice comes Otterson. Otterson, in front of his own bench, chips it down inside of Calgary territory on the far boards. Otterson chases in behind the goal, then is tied up immediately, and the Calgary Buffaloes take over. Mosterchuk, chance to clear it out. It's knocked out of the air with a hand pass, but I didn't think it was going to be called, but the Lions had a little bit of a delay call there, Dave, but 13-18 to go in this second period. A hand pass against Moose Jaw. Drag the faceoff outside the offensive zone for the Warriors.
And for those of you who aren't aware, there is an officiating committee here with the Max that evaluates the officials and rewards the best officials with the best assignments. And I imagine these 3 officials in the stripes very excited to walk into the Saddle Dome. 3 pretty young guys, as I saw them walk into the media entrance earlier today, but full marks for deserving to be here after a very long week. They probably worked as much as we have.
One of those officials that got to pick the 3 officials is my captain in slow pitch, Doug Brown. Saw him around this week as the Calgary Buffaloes in with a long shot. That one goes wide of the goal. The rebound picked up on the near side by the Moose Jaw Warriors. Can't clear it out as the Calgary Buffalo forecheckers keeping it alive. Right point. It's held in by Brendan Ross. Knocked away by the Warriors in the slot. Calgary, though, keeping the pressure on as Moose Jaw right now stick tying up, not looking for the puck. Calgary Buffaloes trying to take advantage of that. Comes back to the line for Hayter. Hayter at the left point. Holds it in on the near side. Goes cross ice. Unable to pull the trigger now. Centering pass in front. Comes back to the left side. Hayter drops it off. Good puck move by the Buffaloes. There's a shot stopped by Burns to the rebound. Taken away by the Warriors. But Dave, great puck movement by the Calgary Buffaloes. Nearly gave them a 3-0 lead.
Moose Jaw just willing to play that like a PK.
In come the Buffaloes again. Here's Hayter all alone on the near side. Tried to go backdoor. Down though, knocked away. Hayter then knocks it down in the corner. Chance for Moose Jaw to clear it out again. They'll bring it ahead. Calgary Buffaloes though all over the Moose Jaw Warriors here in the early stages, approaching the mid stages of this second period, leading it 2-0.
And they were almost able to convert there on a 2-on-4, Chris. The other 3 back players were able to get a full line change here on the near side. Certainly the offensive advantage in the second period, just like it is at Max Bell and Father Bauer. But as I said, skill and finesse is doing the job. You ever have one of those exams where you study all week and you get 80, and then the guy who doesn't study at all gets a 98? It's kind of like that.
It is kind of like that. Face off deep inside of Warrior territory. Won by Moose Jaw. Just second to third face-off in this second period that hasn't been in the neutral zone. It's Buffalo's back in and right back in. The Warriors will chase it inside their own zone. Dylan Ernst stopped at the side of his own goal. Warriors regroup again. In behind the goal is Sam Bolt on the far side. Works around on the near wall for Wyatt Wilson. He'll slide it ahead out to center ice, but the Calgary Buffaloes is waiting in the neutral zone, get tagged with offside. But Dave, Calgary Buffaloes right now are just waiting for those breakout stretch passes from Moose Jaw. We're starting to see Moose Jaw getting away from their wait, be patient, and they're starting to look for those stretch passes, and the Buffaloes are just waiting and knocking those down.
Well, Moose Jaw has had those issues over the last 48 hours, and a lot of the Saskatchewan teams have. It was kind of like, well, hey, if it works on the 26th and the 27th, let's try it in the playoffs. And it can work and it can be spectacular. It can get the crowd to blow the roof off, but you can't rely on it. And teams that were in trouble late in games, no matter who are the 25 we were broadcasting for, Chris, they rely on it rather than in order to tie the score if they were trailing, rather than it just be a bonus if the situation allowed it.
Sam Bolt plays it in behind the Calgary goal. Whale knocks it in behind the net. Good battle there as it's picked up by the Calgary Buffaloes on the near side. They'll chip it ahead. Held in by Bolt as they'll bat it down low in behind the goal. After there's Connor McGrath. McGrath tied up. Comes to the left corner board. Centering pass picked up by Hardison. Hardison out to center ice. Feeds it up on the right wing side as the Buffaloes get inside of Moose Jaw territory once again. Rim it around the boards on the near wall. Hardison with it. Tried to feed it down low, looking for Kissinger. It's knocked away from him. Hardison now gets it in front with a shot. Save made by Ernst. A big one there for Moose Jaw to keep his team down by just 2.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick, it went off his skate, and he didn't know where it was, but certainly Kellen Hardison definitely knew.
Chance for the Warriors. They break in, but are offside on the play as Kalen Fitzpatrick tried the dump-in pass. It was blocked off, then got it back and carried it in anyways.
Well, I do a lot of basketball as well, Chris, and what we've been talking about these first 9.5 minutes is the analogy of, in basketball, you can have a hard-working play where you score with like a second to go on the shot clock, and then you give up a silly play, and the other team has tied it because they were able to just run the other end of the court and put in a layup.
Buffaloes win the faceoff, cleared out to center ice, and away come the Moose Jaw Warriors inside of Calgary territory on the right side. Backhanded in behind the net by Parker Jasper. Jasper then chases after and knocked away though. The Buffaloes on the near side will carry to center ice, 3-on-3. Leading the rush is Daniel Kernahan. Play cross ice, that one just missing Taylor receiver. Sissel follows up, knocks it in behind the goal. Kernahan picked it up, and it's then knocked away from him, and the Warriors have a chance to clear it out.
Moose Jaw can't give up layups here, Chris, and especially in transition when they have forward progression across the red line.
Look out in the stands as the puck backhanded into the stands and out of play. And well, Dave, anybody that was here that saw any of the games at Max Bell are kind of used to watching the puck, as they had a lot of pucks go into the stands of the Max Bell Center throughout the week.
Yeah, Max Bell pretty low glass, to be honest, but yeah, you have to be extra careful, and obviously the netting's been here for 15 years probably at least. And, of course, all across the National Hockey League and, of course, MLB will be stretching netting all the way out along the foul lines in all Major League stadiums starting this year, 2020.
Warriors with the puck deep inside their own zone. They'll start out to center ice, deflected off McGrath's stick as he'll chase it in behind the goal. Kate Turner boxes him out as McGrath trying to dig it free from Moose Jaw, looking to get themselves back in this game, trailing 2-0 with 9.5 to go in this second period. Backhanded back in behind the goal by Kirk Mullen. He'll chase after it as will McGrath. McGrath bodies his man, but the Buffaloes take control of the puck. They'll slip out towards center ice, 2-on-2. On the near side with it is Armstrong. Captain of the Calgary Buffaloes got it in deep, but it's Moose Jaw right back the other way. That stretch pass. Armstrong blocked it off for his defenseman, and the Calgary Buffaloes again to center ice, just waiting for those breakout passes from Moose Jaw, which have not been successful here in the second period.
I think this is talking about a gas tank that's in the green versus a gas tank that may be in the yellow right now, Chris. I just don't think Moose Jaw has the get up and go and the acceleration at the point of attack like Calgary does. And as I said, Calgary is taking what Moose Jaw is giving right now. Moose Jaw versus Saskatoon was a classic. It was not the fastest game simply because they were playing two in the same day. And those tendencies for the Warriors are starting to creep in a little here.
Face-off win by the Buffaloes. Quick shot on goal, and Ernst makes the glove save and hangs on.
I mean, what has it been? 90% of the pressure here in the first 11 minutes has been of quality pressure has been on the Buffaloes' side of the ice.
The Buffaloes with the only goal here in the second period, lead it 2-0 as the Buffaloes lose that face-off. Able to keep the puck in though on the far side. Trying to get down low, and there's the center pass. Ernst with the save. It went off the goalpost in behind him after it snuck through. Ernst got a piece of it, not all of it. It hit the goalpost. It bounced out the other side. Warriors now a chance to go the other way, but Calgary back defensively take over. Inside of his own zone, Justin Barker drops it off in behind the goal. Moose Jaw on the forecheck, take it away, but Calgary gets it right back. Samuel Hawks steers it ahead, right side, 3-on-2 across the Moose Jaw line. The wrist shot, that one deflects up into the netting and out of play.
We have the second All-Star teams in goal. Jared Whale from the Calgary Buffaloes. Defense, Beardy's Blackhawks is Tegan Kohler. And from the Moose Jaw Warriors, Max Warner, very well deserving. Second All-Star team forwards, Vancouver Northwest Chiefs, Daniel Juka. From the PA Mintos, Chase Berthollet, very, very good pick. And for the Calgary North Stars, Ethan O'Coin. That is the second All-Star team, and you're going to be very happy with the first All-Star team here, Chris.
Face-off win for the Moose Jaw Warriors. We'll get that here shortly. And also, Dave, we still need your top 3 jersey picks of the tournament.
Yeah. I know people have been waiting for it. They've been waiting, and I'll deliver.
Warriors with the puck deep inside their own zone. They'll clear it out to center ice. Calgary Buffaloes will send it right back in. The Warriors forced to regroup one more time. Parker Jasper lays it in behind his own goal. Our side for Parker Douglas. He'll chip it ahead. Now they're back on the near side, and Parker Jasper just kicks it out to center ice. Calgary Buffaloes knock it right back in. Moose Jaw forced to settle things down again. Douglas in behind his own goal, drops it off for Jasper in the near corner, and away to center ice come the Moose Jaw Warriors. Calvert on the right side, little chip and chase down inside of Buffalo territory. Calvert then tried the centering pass, walked off. Calvert gets it back, they bang away, loose on the doorstep, down as well. The puck is still loose. Referee right there finally loses sight, but Jared Whale on a scramble made 2 or 3 stops there, Dave.
Count the numbers. 1 white jersey, 4 blue jerseys. Basically just standing there. They couldn't really do much because the puck was below them towards the blue paint, towards the goal line. And Moose Jaw comes as close as they have all day long. 17, Atlee Calvert, the starting center, almost got the full payoff. Hit, as I said, folks, hit that rewind button.
Dave's second team All-Stars will get to the next whistle, maybe.
First team All-Stars?
First team
absolutely.
All-Stars, yes. Second team you've already told us about. Calgary Buffaloes win the faceoff. They'll bring it ahead 3-on-1. Chance for the Buffaloes to add to their lead, but a good job on the back check there by Moose Jaw's Maxis Warner. As he steers it back out to center ice, doesn't allow the Calgary Buffaloes that offensive breakout, as that was a nearly bad thing for the Warriors. Backed up inside their own zone. Warner on the near side, plays it across for Peters. Ethan Peters back to Warner on the far side. Warner will look out to center ice. Slips it ahead in front of the Moose Jaw bench. Batted in there by Fitzpatrick. He'll chase after it. In to help out is Kirk Mullen. Mullen dug it free. Centering pass. There's a shot. Whale see the rebound. They scored! Couple rocks in front of the net. And Caleb Fitzpatrick finishes it off. It's 2-1.
And the Buffaloes win, lose, or draw today, Chris, are going to look back at the replay of this goal against and realize this was a lazy clear out from behind the goal line. They were able to just take it over and flip it in. We're going to get a replay here as Kalen Fitzpatrick celebrates. Watch the clear out here. Not much of anything, and what a great back pass. Finish 4-15-8. Mullen to Connor McGrath to Parker Douglas. Goal.
Face-off win by the Calgary Buffaloes. See what they do to respond on that one. It was a great forecheck by the Moose Jaw Warriors. Great forecheck by the Moose Jaw Warriors led to that goal. Gets them right back in this game. It's now 2-1. 6:34 to go as Dylan Ernst covers it up at the side of his own goal.
Mullen to McGrath to number 8, Kalen Fitzpatrick, who's been able to finish off those kinds of plays all week long. It's been a pleasure to watch what Moose Jaw can do creatively once they're down low. But as I said, a lazy clearance from the Buffaloes. Number 4, Kirk Mullen, extremely easy for him to just take up the puck away and get that brilliant back pass that started the sequence.
Warriors win the faceoff, send it all the way down for icing.
I don't know if you already read, but do you know who the
I did read it. Yes, I was reading it.
Well, we had discussed this off the air last night. Absolutely no question. Joel Favreau, the PA Mintos, the All-Star goaltender. On defense, Carter Green from Chicago, Chase Pauls from PA, John Harrington Caribou, Jager Furcus, Lloyd Minster, and Alex Bernauer, another well-deserving Saskatoon contact. First All-Star team.
Get the that goal there, Dave. McGrath and Peters draw helpers on Fitzpatrick's fifth of the tournament. Buffaloes come right back in and score. Walking down the left side, Blake Setter snaps it high off the post and in, and it's 3-1 Calgary.
And what a huge momentum shift for the Buffaloes in front of the home crowd, Chris. We'll see it here. Building from the blue. Getting that good break. 2-on-2 on the near side. Just a nice blast right around the face-off dot here on the near side, finding the near corner. And what a great play for Blake Setter. As I said, nothing better than winning a title in your hometown. The Roughnecks did it here a few months ago. And
a goaltending change, Dave. Is Chase Cowler going to come in between the pipes now for the Moose Jaw Warriors, try and settle things down as they win the faceoff. They'll bring it ahead to center ice. Quickly back into Calgary territory. The Buffaloes back after it inside their own zone. Hale Schoeneck tied up. Moose Jaw goal again. Fitzpatrick is 5th of the tournament. Assist to Ethan Peters, his second assist. Chance for the Warriors to get right back as they stuffed it on goal, but Whale made the save. Other assist on that one was McGrath. He gets his 4th assist and 8th point. Now breakaway opportunity. Samuel Huck racing in. Huck shoots, save made by Coward. He'll hang on.
I've been talking about how Coward's been a bit unlucky in the games that we've seen compared to the ones that we haven't, but the goaltending change, what a immediate impact.
And our first penalty of the final.
Oh, you're right.
First penalty for Moose Jaw in 4, almost 5 periods.
Only took 34 minutes, but now we can talk about some power play stats. I wasn't even expecting it. I'm like, what is Chris signaling? It's like, it's not like they call penalties in this sport, right?
Hader draws the lone assist on Setter's second of the tournament. Hader his fourth assist, I should say, his 5th point of the tournament. Calgary Buffaloes on the power play now as they work it ahead to center ice. Inside of Moose Jaw territory, Heath Armstrong, middle of the ice. Weaves over to the far side. Lost the handle on the puck, and Moose Jaw had the chance to clear, and they'll do just that. Warriors penalty kill, 4 for 4 in the quarterfinals. Of course, didn't have a penalty kill against in the semifinals. They were 14 of 17 in the round robin. 82.35% of the round robin, was 16th in the Max Midget tournament. 4 for 4 on the penalty kill, though, in the playoffs. Perfect, and is tied for first. Calgary Buffaloes power play is 4 of 18 as the Buffaloes send the Warriors, I should say, send the puck out of play. Buffalo's power play 4 of 18 in the round robin, 22.22%, was tied for 5th. Playoffs though, Dave, 3 for 7 in the quarters in the semifinals for the Calgary Buffaloes, 42.86%, tied for first.
Even 2 out of 7 is spectacular for this level, especially when you're playing 2 games in the same day. 3 out of 7, that could make all the difference. Obviously the Buffaloes with a 2-goal lead, but a power play goal here could be even more important.
Minute to go on the power play for the Calgary Buffaloes as they carry ahead to center ice inside of Moose Jaw territory. Voices Weisblatt, hammer to the ice in behind the goal. Big hit, and that may have been more momentum for Weisblatt that took him down on that shoulder check laid out by Maxis Warner. Buffaloes dig it out though, set things up. Weisblatt, top of the left point as the Buffaloes go with 4 forwards on this power play unit. Cycle it down low in behind the goal. Picked up by the Warriors, cleared to the line, not out. Weisblatt holds it in. On the near side, Weisblatt trying to dance his way in front, plays it back to the line. Wilson Steele, right faceoff circle, down low again. Good puck movement by the Buffaloes, back up top for Steele. He'll step in, his shot blocked in front, bouncing puck knocked out of the air by the Warriors. Coward never saw it as his 4 bodies, he was trying to look through it. Finally, his defenseman able to help him out.
Ethan Peters is back.
Buffaloes with the puck again. At the point, they'll slide it down low. 3 up top for the Calgary Buffaloes. Long shot, missed the net. The rebound off the end boards, picked up. Ethan Peters tried to knock it out. He's tied up though. Penalty is over, and the Calgary Buffaloes unable to get a goal on that power play. Moose Jaw, well, I don't think they heard their goaltender say they were back to even. We're back to even, and it's an icy call against the Warriors. No shots for the Calgary Buffaloes on that power play. Dave, a couple of shots that were blocked in front.
Well, the biggest pop of that 2 minutes, Chris, was the Oasis Weisblatt getting smothered in the zone. And you think about it, he's coming in like a bullet train, and all that momentum and all that energy, all that kinetic energy has to go somewhere. So what happened was a normal hit for anybody else, it sent him completely in the other direction, landing flat on his back because there was just so much forward momentum.
Here come the Warriors 2-on-1 across the Calgary line. That one though broken up. Also might have been the softest felt hit that Oasis Weisblatt has had in his hockey career. Is these spring-loaded boards here at the Scotiabank Saddledome absorb a lot of the kinetic energy, as you're talking about. At the line, Warriors keep it in. Long shot goes wide of the goal. The rebound in behind the net. Moose Jaw trying to get back within 1. Top of the right point. Bolt works it down low into the near corner boards as the Warriors keep the pressure on. Back to the line off the referee's skate. Bolt holds it in. Left side. There's a long shot. Well, the save. Rebound bouncing puck in front of the net. Taken away though by Calgary, and the Buffaloes are out to center ice. 2:30 to go here in the second period. 3-1 Moose Jaw trailing the Calgary Buffaloes in the 42nd max final. As Sam Bolt works it ahead out to center ice. Knocked down though by the Calgary Buffaloes in the neutral zone. Right again. Come the Buffaloes inside of Moose Jaw territory, just waiting for those breakout passes and picking them off. Reading them almost perfectly are the Calgary Buffaloes, and now able to cycle the puck down low. In behind the goal is Setter. Setter, the latest goal scorer for Calgary, works it free on the right side and then backhands it in behind the goal. Warriors give chase in the near corner boards. Calvert takes a look, and he'll sidestep a check, trying to get out. Broken up. Setter tried to hold it in, but Calvert whacks it off his stick and all the way down the ice. Calvert now had to settle things down as he was offside, has to tag up, and the Buffaloes getting control of the puck inside their own zone. Moose Jaw still offside, so Calgary able to clear it out. Down on the happy side of center ice and dump it in, and back after it inside of his own zone is Sam Bolt. Round on the far side, pass ahead, picked off, chance for Calgary, but again broken up by Moose Jaw. Good job there by Ben Worms-Rowe.
How many times have you said Buffalo's pick off a play in the offensive zone? Like that, that's
lot in the second period.
That's a huge stat in this game. When we look at the Moose Jaw Warriors, Chris, if they were giving away a Defensive Player of the Game award, it would obviously go to Atlee Colvert, 17. Just another great moment there, a couple of seconds ago to contain that first opportunity before the latest giveaway after that. But Calvert's been fantastic on his own half of the ice surface.
Ninth defensive zone draw for the Warriors in this second period. They are 7 of 9 in the defensive zone, so they haven't allowed the Buffaloes to set up, but the Buffaloes haven't needed the face-offs. So here's a turnover by Calgary. Now chance for Moose Jaw. Shot ping off the goal post. Rings it off the near bar, off the near goal post, in behind Jared Whale. And the Moose Jaw Warriors close to getting back within 1. Calgary now works it ahead to the line, not out, held in, now down low, the backhand shot, hit the goalpost, again, another chance, backhand diving block by Schoeneck, as Whale thought that puck was in. It was a little slow getting over post to post. Moose Jaw keeping the pressure on, trying again for a late goal to get themselves back within 1. Buffaloes though cleared out to center ice. After it on the right side, penalty coming up, and it's going to go to the Calgary Buffaloes. Moose Jaw takes control. They'll start out to the neutral zone. On the right side with the cross line is Calvert. Calvert had the puck poked off his stick, follows up, gets it back. 2 Buffaloes surround him, take the puck away. And now we're going to be shorthanded with 31.5 seconds to go in this second period. But Dave, if it's not for bad luck, the Warriors would have no luck at all. 2 goalposts in the span of about 15 seconds.
And almost in the same place on the far side to our point of view, on the far right of your screen. But yeah, unbelievable chances. I thought the first one was in, and then the second one just had a crazy angle from up here to observe. But now their first power play in a day and a half. I hope they remember how to do it.
Heath Armstrong in the box. Calgary Buffaloes win the faceoff. They'll clear it out to center ice. Moose Jaw back after it inside their own zone. Buffaloes penalty kill 12 of 13, 92.31% in the round robin. But Dave, that was only good enough for 7th in the round robin. The penalty kill in the playoffs, 4 of 5, 80% is 4th. It's Moose Jaw power play going to work. On the left side, we'll give you Moose Jaw power play stats momentarily. There's a shot stopped by Whale. The rebound scramble in front of Whale. Just stretches out and maybe got a piece of the rebound as well. Back of the line, long shot blocked up, and the horn's going to sound in the second period. Moose Jaw power play 2 for 18 in the round robin, 11.11%, 17th. But Dave, power play was 2 for 9 in the quarterfinals, 22.22% in the playoff round, is in 3rd as we get set for some more awards.
Yeah, Moose Jaw's power play was all the difference in the quarterfinal, and as I said, in the semifinal, they didn't get a chance to do it. So it kind of throws off the momentum. Obviously, they're going to have 89 seconds to talk about it, but we've talked about it a couple of times during our broadcast weeks here, Chris, that in the upcoming intermission, it won't be the inspirational Newt Rockne type of speeches to finish this off. I think the whiteboard in the Moose Jaw room is going to get quite a workout.
8 from 6.
We are going to present the top scorer award and the top goaltender award. We won't spoil that for you. We'll let the
and then the most sportsmanlike team will follow that as they're setting up for those awards.
We'll let the PA
top scorer being sponsored by Woodmount Holdings and being presented by Les Eddy. Shots on goal, Dave, in that second period, 14-9 in favor of Moose Jaw, but
all of them in the last 5 minutes.
I was going to say, I didn't really see a lot of momentum until those last few minutes from the Moose Jaw Warriors.
Yeah, 14 plus those 2 goalposts. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of quality in those opportunities, Chris, and I think the Moose Jaw coaching staff is well aware of that. But you can't keep giving the puck away. Like, Moose Jaw is one of the highest scoring teams in the tournament, but if you're always 150 feet from your net, how are you going to put the pucks in that net? So it's been a struggle for them today, but the Buffaloes, this is the skill. This is the I'm going to say it again, the skill, the finesse. This
Let's
is
go down
the
for the
reward.
awards now.
The top scorer award is presented by Woodlawn Holdings. This year, the award will be presented by Les Eddy. This year's recipient for leading scorer is from the Caribou Cougars, John Harrington.
John Harrington, the leading scorer of the tournament from the Caribou Cougars.
The Tony Sharples Memorial Award is for the top goaltender. Hall of Fame Awards and Promotions sponsors this award. And here to present on their behalf is Tom Hall.
Tony Sharples Memorial Award, and Tony was a wonderful guy. He worked so hard for this tournament and for the Calgary Canucks Junior A team as well. Very well deserving that they named an award after him.
The top goaltender of the tournament is Joel Favreau from the Prince Albert Mintos. Played all 5 games for Prince Albert, but had to as their other goaltender was injured, was unable to play, so they had an AP goalie to join them as well.
What, he was about 96% this week?
Something like that, something outrageous. Now the most sports-alike team.
The most sportsmanlike team are the Calgary North Stars.
Calgary North Stars, the most sports-alike team.
Boy, I'm surprised based on calculations from the semifinal that it wasn't Moose Jaw.
I think even the North Stars may have had fewer penalties even with that semifinal game.
Well, that tells you, Chris, we've over the years that you and I have broadcast, we always talk about a rush to the offensive zone, and a goal is the first best result, but drawing a penalty is the second best result. And they haven't drawn penalties with any consistency in these playoff rounds. Chicago sort of imploded, which is why Moose Jaw was given all those power plays in the quarter. But yes, you never want to take penalties if you can, but if you can't draw the penalties, you can't create the power play situations, then you got to make some adjustments.
Plus-minus award now. Carter Green picking up his second honors of the Max tournament. Plus-minus as well as second-team All-Star.
Yeah, and that was the job. The All-Star team and Player of the Game voters also kept track of the plus-minus on the other side of the arena.
Next we'll be going to the best defenseman. And Dave, have you taken a look at this on who it is? Yeah, I was just going to say, he may as well just stay right there. His best defenseman's going to turn around, walk off, and he's going to turn around and go right back on the ice to collect another trophy. I think somebody forgot to tell Carter Green that as he walked off. Right back on to collect his second trophy of the tournament, or third award of the tournament, second trophy.
I felt bad for Chicago because they literally showed up to the quarterfinal with 15 skaters. And at the beginning of the week when we saw them, like the 27-28, they had 18 skaters. So something happened in those 3 days. They even had the 30th off and were only able to skate 15.
Yeah, can you imagine we'd probably see the Chicago Mission in this final if they had a healthy contingent of all 18 skaters and plus the 2 goaltenders.
They were the only 4-0 team in the round robin.
Now the most outstanding coach. Could almost call this intermission, Dave, the Chicago intermission.
Well, like I said, I mean, when it's single elimination, like
Nick DeSalvo, the Chicago Mission head coach of the tournament.
I mean, imagine if these quarterfinals were best of 5s and the semifinals were best of 5s and these finals are best of 5s. Maybe different teams would have come out of those quarters and out of those semis to be here for a championship round. But yeah, like I said, Chicago just one, they played short, but two, they mentally imploded in that second period. That'll complete the award winnings for the second intermission and for the hockey game and for the 2019 championship. Well, except
almost all the award winners, as we still have MVP and from both teams in this hockey game, as well the championship award to be the championship trophy to be handed out. That'll be coming up in about an hour's time, or maybe a little bit more, if the Moose Jaw Warriors could find a way to get themselves back on even terms. Right now trailing 3-1 to the Calgary Buffaloes after 40 minutes of play. We'll take a break, come back, as this is the 42nd annual Max Midget Hockey Championship. Welcome back to the Scotiabank Saddledome. Chris Colwell, Dave Standish along with you. 3-1 Calgary Buffaloes with the lead after 40 minutes of play. Dave,
come on, sorry, Chris. You know you want to say it, right? You have to say it. We're along for the ride.
We are along
for the ride. That's what you got to say.
Chase Coward back in between the pipes for the Moose Jaw Warriors. Came on in relief after starting goaltender Dylan Ernst gave up 3 goals on 17 shots. He's faced just the one thus far. It was a quality scoring chance from Calgary Buffaloes, but Chase Coward equal to the task. He's 2-0-1 in the tournament. 1.64 goals against average, 939 save percentage. As we take a look at the scoring summary through 2 periods. Buffaloes opened up the scoring in the first, 6:36 in. Oasis Weisblad is third of the tournament. Assist to Stefan Rossier. Made it 1-0 Calgary after 1. Shots were 10-9 Moose Jaw in the first. Second, Buffaloes make it 2-0, 3:26 in. Daniel Sisto is third of the tournament. Assist going to Blake Setter, making it 2-0 Calgary. Moose Jaw gets that goal back at 13:15. Kalen Fitzpatrick is fifth of the tournament. Assist to Ethan Peters as well to Connor McGrath. But just 43 seconds after that, the Calgary Buffaloes come right back and get that goal back. Blake Setter, his second goal of the tournament, 4th point. Second point of the day as well. Ethan Hayter draws the lone assist at 13:58 shots. 14-9 Moose Jaw in that second period. 24-18 Moose Jaw will start the third with a power play for 1 minute and 29 seconds. Their first of the game. Calgary Buffaloes had 1 power play in that second period. They were 0 for 1.
These 40 players are driving the train, Chris. We're just along for the ride.
Opening face-off controlled by the Calgary Buffaloes. Moose Jaw gets it back, and they'll start up from inside the neutral zone. On the right side, Buffaloes being aggressive on the forecheck, trying to get it back. Held up there along the boards by Ethan Peters as he waits for support. Gets it, and now out to center ice come the Moose Jaw Warriors. Left side, Fitzpatrick drops it off of the line. Cross-ice pass, good stick there though by Kellen Hardison. Knocks it out to center ice and back inside of Moose Jaw territory. Exactly the start to the penalty kill that the Calgary Buffaloes wanted. Fitzpatrick up on the left side. Dumps it down inside of Calgary. Buffaloes to it first. Cleared around the boards. Not out. Held in. Good job on the far side by the Warriors. Near the boards now for Parker Jasper. He'll go far side. Rolls off the stick of Sam Bull to the right corner boards. Sent around on the near side again. Picked up by Jasper. He'll slide it down low. McGrath up top. Fitzpatrick back to the play. Jaw Whale didn't see that one cleanly, but it goes wide of the goal, and then Calgary will poke it away out to center ice. As Moose Jaw still looking for their first shot on this power play.
Well, if the Buffaloes continue what they've been doing for the first minute for the next 19 minutes, they're going to win a championship.
Away come the Warriors again. Nice little moves by Parker Jasper as he slide, lost the handle on the puck. Following up was Lucas Schmidt, but the Buffaloes cleared away from him and out to center ice. 5 seconds to go on the Calgary penalty. Buffaloes are going to chase the puck all the way back inside of Moose Jaw territory. Warriors had to be careful there as the Calgary Buffaloes back to full strength. Moose Jaw unable to get a shot on goal in the power play, but nearly gave up one late shorthanded.
Well, you get the perfect view from up here, Chris, compared to Max Bell and Father Bauer. A lot of the teams like to, not even just these two teams, but I'll mention it in a second.
In come the Warriors on the far side with control is Worms Row. Centering pass, there's a shot. Whale save the rebound, backhanded just wide of the goal. It's back in front on the right side. Worms Row can't find it. It was knocked over his head by Ryder. Warriors though keep it in. Top of the far point. Looking for a lane. There's one fire towards the net, and Wales just going to knock it down with the glove hand and hang on. 2:05 into this third period.
Thank you. As I said, you get the best perspective here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. We've seen so many players literally drive around the face-off dot and around the face-off circle towards the blue paint, like I say in basketball, a baseline drive. And we haven't seen that as much this time, but the Buffaloes love to run that play, and Huck almost succeeded there this time.
Moose Jaw wins the face-off. They'll control the puck on the far side. Connor McGrath bolted to the ice. Centering is knocked away. McGrath gets it again as Calgary starting to throw the weight around a little bit here in the early stages of the third. Centering pass, a shot, they scored! Underneath the pad of Whale, Moose Jaw is back within one.
I was about to say, Chris, that the Buffaloes have to disrupt whatever the Warriors drew up in the dressing room over the last 18 minutes. But look at this replay here. As we get a look at it, you see 3 Buffalo defenders sort of watching the puck. Back to the line, still watching, and blasting instead. What a great finish for Moose Jaw. A couple of Buffalo players out of position in that zone defense.
Kirk Mullins, fourth of the tournament, gives Moose Jaw some life here early in the third period. Cuts the deficit to 3-2. This puck dumped in by the Warriors as they win the faceoff. We'll wait on the assist on that goal, but Mullen right around. It was surrounded by 3 Calgary Buffalo players, Dave, but was able to get that pass. He just wired quickly in, and for the Calgary Buffaloes was able to react in time.
Surrounded more by like pylons rather than human beings, because they just kind of stood there and observed. And on a you hardly ever see that on 5-on-5 position like that. That's normally like what we saw with the Medicine Hat Tigers going on the power play against the Hitmen earlier today, in that slot area just on the inside of the face-off circle. But what a great finish for Moose Jaw, and a huge momentum shift. Kirk Mullen, as I said, very, very impressive, especially in the second half of the week.
Face-off comes just outside of Calgary territory to the hand. Buffaloes won by the Calgary Buffaloes. Fitzpatrick and McGrath draw helpers on the even strength goal. 2:23 in. Moose Jaw back to work again into the right corner boards, deep inside of Calgary territory. Looking around on the near side. Cycle back behind the goal by Worms Row. Picked up though by the Calgary Buffaloes, and they'll start out to center ice. Calgary, if they watched anything from Moose Jaw this tournament, know that this 2-goal lead and now 1-goal lead not safe, especially in the third period. So Buffalo's backhanded in behind the Moose Jaw goal. Got to get back on their toes. So Warriors have all kinds of momentum right now as they start out to center ice.
They have to reset and get back to their game and make Moose Jaw react rather than be the proactive team, because, like you said, they have all the mental momentum.
Centering pass by Roshinski is blocked off, and the Calgary Buffaloes cleared out to center ice. Back with this Parker Douglas inside of his own zone. Douglas on the side plays it ahead, deflects down into Calgary territory, but over the glass in Calgary territory and out of play.
Okay.
The Westin Calgary is Calgary's premier downtown hotel and the official hotel for the Max Tournament. The tournament thanks the Westin Hotel for their support. Westin, relax and recharge. Downtown Calgary.
I was going to say, Chris, that what's the most important game in a 4-game best-of-7? Game 4, or 4 out of 7 series. Game 4 is, because it could be either 3-1 or 2-2. The Buffaloes made it 3-1. Now, let's see if Moose Jaw can get at least 2 more and win this best-of-7.
Face-off won by the Calgary Buffaloes. They'll bounce it in on goal, and Chase Coward gloves it down. Throws it off to the side of his own net as the Moose Jaw Warriors look to start out. Calgary, though, on the forecheck, keeping it alive. They'll send it down low and behind the goal. Right side is Daniel Sisso, one of the 3 goal scorers for Calgary. Works it back to the line. Long shot, missed the net. The rebound off the end wall. Other goal scorers for the Buffalo. Moises Weisblatt as well. Daniel Setter. Puck in behind the Moose Jaw goal. Warriors have control of the puck. Have the lone goal in this third period from Kirk Mullen. The other goal scorer was number 8, Kalen Fitzpatrick. As they come the Warriors. Fitzpatrick, the trailer, the backhand shot off his skate. Now the right side shot by Mullen is stopped by Whale. Back of the line, good puck by the Warriors. Long shot, and Whale makes the save. Hangs on to that one as it was caught up underneath his pad.
2-on-4, almost 1-on-4 for the Moose Jaw Warriors in that case, Chris. And then the simple pad save that rolled probably 80 feet to create that point shot opportunity for Warner and his teammates. You got to be able to react quick. That's what AAA level, Chris, is because they can think on their feet and react to instant puck directional changes.
Face off deep inside of Calgary territory. Controlled by the Warriors. Along the far side, they'll chip it down low in behind the goal. Buffaloes will pick it up. Slide it ahead on the near wall. The can't held in by Moose Jaw again, but it's off the stick of Worms Row and out to center ice. Worms Row gets it back though from his defenseman at the blue line, and it's chopped off his stick, and Calgary forcing Moose Jaw all the way back inside their own zone. Warner head to center ice. His pass though broken up as the Buffaloes trying to force the Warriors to turn it over in the neutral zone. Being patient are the Calgary Buffaloes as the Warriors bank it in. Steele circles in behind his own goal, being chased down there. Take a couple of whacks from Taylor Calvert. It's Calvert back after it, but the Buffaloes cleared out to center ice. Down inside of Moose Jaw territory, no ice. He's back to retrieve it. Is Maxis Warner. Warner head on the far side to the line, not out. Held in by Calgary, but again turned over, and here comes Moose Jaw out to center ice. 4-on-3 developing and across the line, left side. His wrist shot by Schmidt goes high and wide of the goal. The rebound up the end glass, picked up by Warner as he played it down low, goes up into the netting and out of play.
I believe at this stage of the second period, Chris, I talked about how the shots were even, but the Buffaloes had 80% of the momentum. That's pretty much what's happening here, but time it's the Moose Jaw Warriors with 80% of the momentum. Maybe it's something about this side of the ice. Maybe they know we're broadcasting from this side and they want all the entertainment to be over here for our cameramen and our hard-working crew behind the scenes on our 3-camera shoot up here in the press box.
Yeah, the upper angle that you just saw previous was camera right beside the locations. We're pretty much shoulder to shoulder. So Buffaloes win the faceoff. They'll start out to center ice. Shots on goal are 3-0 as the Buffaloes get tagged for offside. 3-0 in favor of Moose Jaw in this third period. 5.5 minutes in.
I just feel bad for the audio producers who've had to listen to me talk all week. At least you're getting paid for it.
Faceoff's going to come all the way back outside of Calgary territory. Buffaloes with a 3-2 lead on the Moose Jaw Warriors. Fry in to take the draw for Moose Jaw, and in there for Calgary is Ryan Sullivan. Controlled though by the Warriors. Back up in the neutral zone. Try and play it ahead. Good job though by Keelan Hardison trying to take it away. Now get some help from Sullivan. Play right in front of the two benches. 2 players from each team in there digging for it. 2 Calgary Buffaloes just bent right over to Warriors as well, and finally the play blown dead.
I bet those photographers are ecstatic about how that turned out. They probably have some Hall of Fame photography right there because that was a perfect angle for them. We talked about it once we took our break, Chris, but Dylan Ernst had a solid week, but as you said, 2 over the shoulder and 1 past the blocker, and maybe the right decision for the coaching staff of the Warriors to pull him and put Chase Coward in, considering his great performance yesterday.
Coward thus far has had just the 1 shot. He's turned it away. So Buffaloes forced back inside their own zone by Moose Jaw. Out to center ice. Come the Buffaloes. Schoeneck. His outlet pass misses everybody, but it's blocked up by Moose Jaw. Warriors right back in on the attack. Left side. Fitzpatrick rolls it in behind the net. Cycle around on the near boards. Fitzpatrick trying to battle for it. Comes back to the line. Held in. Long shot. That one goes off a stick and dangerously through the crease out the other side. This Warriors holding it at the far point. Now trying to sneak in was Mullen, I should say, and that one knocked away from him. Drop past the line. Good puck move by the Warriors shot. Wheeler saved the rebound. Scramble in front. And unable to connect on that one was McGrath. Sends it back towards the line. Buffalo's trying to clear it. Unable to do so. Good stick there by Parker Douglas to keep it in deep for Moose Jaw. Sends it in behind the goal. Chasing after as Mullen lost his footing. Takes his man down. Takes the defenseman down as well. Mullen gets the puck. Center pass in front of the shot. Off a stick and a great defensive play. I think that was Samuel Huck there, Dave, that deflected that one out of play.
Yeah, I thought only the Buffaloes could get caroms off of objects and legs to their advantage, but Moose Jaw was almost able to pay off that lucky break in their favor as well. But yeah, Huck doing what he had to do. But Moose Jaw, once again, all the mental momentum right now, and as I said, the next goal could be extremely important. If we see one, we may not in the next 13-11.
Face-off tied up, won by the Warriors, back of the line on the far side. They turn it over, and a chance for Calgary to go the other way. Racing ahead on the left side is Armstrong. Armstrong, though, chased down from behind as the Moose Jaw Warriors get away with that one. Armstrong then fanned on his centering pass, and the Warriors turn and transition the other way. Dave, a key moment as here come the Warriors in on the left side. Rolls off the stick of Lucas Schmidt in behind the goal. Schmidt chases it down in behind the net, though. Calgary Buffaloes trying to take it away from him, unable to do so. Warriors back of the line, trying to go cross ice. Fanning on the pass was Warner as it comes in behind the goal as he got it back. Now throws it into the doorstep. That one, though, knocked away. Near corner, it's picked up by Moose Jaw, sent in behind the goal by Schmidt. Calgary picking it up. Oasis Weisblad tied up. Left the puck, was looking for some help, but as Moose Jaw has control on the near side of the shot, and Will may have got a piece of that one. Not sure how much of it he saw. So he was looking around afterwards. Calvert now kicks the puck back to the line, but Calgary's going to send to the length of the ice. And Dave, a huge break for the Moose Jaw Warriors as the Calgary Buffaloes at a 2-on-1. And the captain, Heath Armstrong, never was able to get free to get a shot as a good back check by the Warriors took that opportunity away.
And I think that's an example, Chris, of what I talked about going into the second intermission, that whiteboard probably got quite a lot of use in the Moose Jaw Warriors dressing room in the second intermission, because what they've drawn up both offensively and defensively is very good right now. I think the face-off circle to the left of Coward is still wet because there's been no activity there in the first 8 minutes.
Actually, has hit very few skating marks inside of Moose Jaw territory. Backed up inside their own zone as the Buffaloes haven't been able to get going to the broadcast right. Back after the Buffaloes inside their own zone, stared ahead. Moose Jaw right back the other way, knowing that they're down by 1 as they cut in front. There's a shot. Whale got a piece of that one, steers it just wide. Parker Jasper took that shot from the middle of the point.
A couple of loose cross checks there. 1-2 Finder's chest.
Calgary Buffaloes take control deep inside of their own zone. 11.5 to go here in the third period. Here's a chance for Calgary the other way, but a good back check again by Jasper. Knocks it away. Held in though by Calgary, left point. Cycled down low by Schoeneck. Into the corner boards. A drop pass in front, looking for Parker. It's knocked away from him. And is clear to the line. Schoeneck again held it in, works it down low in behind the Moose Jaw goal. On the near side, nothing but Warriors there. They'll take it away out to center ice. Fitzpatrick. Happy side of center ice, dumps it in, and back the other way come the Calgary Buffaloes now. 2-on-2 across the line is Kernahan. Kernahan, though, lost the handle on the pocket. Back checking to take it away is Calvert. On the far side, pokes it down low in behind the goal, and again the Warriors to the near side. Fitzpatrick will lead the rush up ice. His cross ice pass in the neutral zone blocked off, and the Calgary Buffaloes send it right back the other way. 45 seconds shy of the midpoint of this third period, and it's 3-2. Calgary Buffaloes with the lead. On the right side, little chip and chase. Moserchuk, centering pass off the stick of Sissel and wide of the goal. That close for the Calgary Buffaloes to make it 4-2.
Great bounce pass off the near side boards, fooling the defender completely, and then the cross ice pass almost converted for a finish.
Moserchuk at his own blue line, steers it ahead. Buffaloes though back after, or Moose should say back after it. Wilson. Cross ice is pass deflects back to his own blue line, and Moose Jaw again forced to regroup. Warriors in front of their own bench on the happy side of center ice now. Flick it down inside of Calgary territory. After it on the forecheck, take it away. Otterman trying to cut wide. Centering pass in front, and that one steered away by the Buffaloes, and now a transition the other way for Calgary. Samuel Huck leading the rush up the right side. Stops across the line. Huck looks for some support. Fires it on goal. The save made by Coward, and just the second touch for Chase Coward in this hockey game since coming on.
Yeah, once again, that baseline drive from the inside, from the top right of your picture, right towards the net for the Moose Jaw Warriors, coming very close as they have all. With 30-19 the shots now, as Moose Jaw starting to pull away in that category. Chris, I think perhaps the Buffaloes were getting a little bit too reliant on all the takeaways on the offensive half of the ice. They're going to have to figure out what they're doing from behind their own net, from behind their own ringette line, if you can imagine it, and behind their own blue, and pull out that half of the playbook, because right now they need to invent something to get some insurance.
First face-off of this third period, deep inside of Moose Jaw territory, won by Calgary. Trying to dance in front of the net. Warriors turn over. Here's a chance. Armstrong with a wrist shot on goal. The save made by Chase Coward. Left glove hand out to snag it and hang on.
Armstrong's been very solid all week.
Dave, this is the perfect song to be playing right now if you're the Calgary Buffaloes, as Moose Jaw Warriors gave that puck away. A few seconds to catch on to that one, Dave.
Well, you stopped talking, so I was able to listen to the sound.
Wiseby wins the face-off for the Calgary Buffaloes, clears it around the boards out to center ice.
See, fans, he can tell jokes too. It's not just me.
Warriors with the puck inside of Calgary territory, bounces off the referee, and now the Buffaloes will send it into their own bench and out of play.
See, even Stewart was laughing. That's the first time you made him laugh all week.
I made him laugh earlier this week.
Well, not on the air.
I was telling the sweep off the feet joke that you missed.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Face off deep inside of Calgary territory to the glove side of goaltender Jared Whale. Moose Jaw trailing with 9:20 to go here in the third period. Buffaloes win the face-off. Key defensive zone win for Calgary as they try and start out. Leave some pressure as they'll bank it off the glass to center ice. Knocked down by Moose Jaw, but then given right back to the Calgary Buffaloes, and then gave it away in the center ice area. Penalty coming up, and it's going to go to the Calgary Buffaloes. Moose Jaw's going to get their second power play of the game.
Yeah, Warner, a bit of a pirouette right in the center circle by the big zero out there, and not the pirouette he was intending to take, but the second best result, as we talked about. Yeah, he's just a hopeless romantic, folks.
Fitzpatrick had lost the handle on the puck, and a penalty box goes Kellen Harderson for a trip. Moose Jaw's second power play of the game, 0 for 1, no shots on goal at their first man advantage.
3 assists for Harderson. Moose Jaw 26th, 4-2 win over Calgary. 27th, 3-2 win over Caribou. 29th, Airdrie 5-2 win. 30th, St. Albert 3-3 tie. Quarterfinal 4-1 Chicago. Saskatoon Blazers 1-0 in overtime.
Warriors win the faceoff, walk in right side. The centering pass though blocked off, and the Calgary Buffaloes going to clear the puck and release some pressure.
They're going to see this replay, Chris, hopefully on mute, and realize that wasn't the best decision. You got to shoot in a case like that. If you got too much blue surrounding you, just drive to the net.
Fitzpatrick back to McGrath into the corner. Mullen also jumping in there to help out. Cleared to the line, and it will get out past the Moose Jaw defenseman again. Buffalo's fans loving that. Moose Jaw fans a little nervous right now. 8.5 minutes to go in the third period. 1.5 minutes to go in the power play. 3-2 Calgary in this 42nd annual Max Midget Hockey Championship Final. Warriors to center ice, left side.
I'll tell you something I told you in the quarterfinal here in just a second.
Spin it down inside of Calgary territory to the Moose Jaw Warriors. They turn it over the breakaway opportunity the other way. Justin Baker in a hole. Baker backhand scores! Justin Baker, forehand backhand, 4-2 Calgary.
And what the Calgary Buffaloes have done all week, Chris, is create moments. And in the biggest stage, in the biggest arena they'll ever play in their lives, what an incredible moment has been created on the shorthand situation. Justin Barker, we'll see a replay right here. An inadequate setup for Moose Jaw, and it rolled a little bit too far. What a great skate. Forehand, backhand, a little stick handling. What could Coward have done besides take the low end of the net away, but the high end is where the puck went.
Fourth of the tournament for Justin Barker and a 4-2 Calgary lead. Still shorthanded for 1 minute and 5 seconds, but Calgary bench was also starting to get a little nervous. Now they're more pumped up, Dave, and a little more relaxed. As the Buffaloes win the faceoff at center ice, they'll carry on ahead on the right side, dump it down inside of Moose Jaw territory. As I said, still shorthanded as the Warriors now start out on the power play, looking to get that goal right back on the right side inside of Calgary territory, taking it behind the goal.
And that's a good look for the Warriors.
Unassisted goal for Barker on the shorthanded opportunity. And Jared Whale then making that save his 20th hockey game, Davies. 29-31 in this hockey game, and big reason why the Calgary Buffaloes 7 minutes and 38 seconds away from from a championship here at the Max Midget Tournament.
And Whale hasn't had to be spectacular, no circus saves, but 7.5 minutes is a long time.
Warriors win the faceoff, set things up. Top of the Moose Jaw going with that 3-1-1 format. 3 from the blue line, 1 in the middle of the ice, and 1 down low the blue paint. Down low into the right corner boards. Now up top again on the far side. Warriors set up. There's a long shot, just missed the rebound. Off the end wall, picked up by Calgary. Schoenig with a chance to get out. Being bothered though in behind the net by Lucas Schmidt. Gets it around for his defender. Cleared to the line, not out. Warriors keep it in. Then the pass off a skate, bounces out to center ice. And Moose Jaw chase it back inside of their own zone again. Final seconds ticking down on the power play. 1 shot for the Warriors on this man advantage, who are going to be 0 for 2 with the extra attacker as they step into Calgary territory. Down low right side, taken in behind the goal. The centering pass back to the point. Held up there on the near side by Worms Rowe. He'll try and work it down low. Got it back. Now feeds it into the slot. Unable to connect on that one was Warner. And out to center ice come the Calgary Buffaloes 2-on-2. Cross the line. A little backhand shot on goal. Coward made the save. And it deflects into his glove hand. He'll hang on for the face-off.
What I've been talking about in the quarterfinal between Moose Jaw and Chicago, Moose Jaw wasn't horribly outshot, but they were outshot. You look at the graphic. You look at the stats on the scoreboard. Look at you can see it in the top left of your picture right now. Look at the efficiency. Buffalo's 4 goals on 22 shots. Moose Jaw 2 goals on 31 shots. A lot of momentum, a lot of good chances. But the Buffaloes have been efficient. 4 of 22 is a spectacular ratio in this game and in any game, no matter where you are. They've used quality of chances and have gotten 4 rewards.
Moose Jaw Warriors with the puck on the near side. Fitzpatrick tried to side, couldn't quite do so, and the puck is poked back inside of Warrior territory. Now out to center ice. The pass missed the intended receiver. That was Kirk Mullen, one of the 2 goal scorers for the Warriors, and an icing call against Moose Jaw. 6:06 to go, and Dave, big clock starting to become the enemy of the Moose Jaw Warriors now.
Yeah, exactly. Last time Saskatchewan won a tournament was 2 years ago today, the Regina Pat Canadians, and the last time a Calgary-based tournament team won the tournament was 4 years ago today when the Calgary Flames did the deed.
Calgary Buffaloes won the tournament back in 2008, looking to get their first title in 12 years, but here comes Moose Jaw trying to change that. And across the line, the cross-ice pass, missed the intended receiver, picked up on the near wall by Callahan. Callahan and knocked away from him out to center ice. Moose Jaw sends it back in, have to tag up as they're offside, gives Calgary an opportunity to start out. It's exactly what the Buffaloes do. Center ice on the right side, fired in behind the goal by Cade Turner, around on the left side. Chance for Moose Jaw to clear it out, unable to do so though. Calgary keeps In behind the Moose Jaw goal. Warriors pick it up there. 5.5 to go in the third period. 4-2. Calgary with the lead. Moose Jaw send it down inside of Calgary territory. An icing call. Well, Dave, we talked about this kind of ad nauseum, but this Moose Jaw team, resilient. They were down 3-1 with 3.5 minutes left in their last round robin game in a tie or win situation or go home.
Yeah, they had to come up with a minor miracle and did it. But you can't expect it over and over again. You can't always rely on a comeback. But of any day of the year, this is the day to do it.
Warriors are going to need a miracle comeback here as a shot blocked off. Another chance blocked off again as Calgary controlling the puck deep inside of Moose Jaw territory. On the right side, Blake Setter, one of the 4 goal scorers for Calgary in this game, knocked away from him, and Moose Jaw with a chance to break out. Stretch pass picked off by Setter, fired it right back into traffic, and Moose Jaw will take it over again. The center ice on the far side, little chip and chase. Wing boards is Calvert. Sharp angle shot. He fired that one through the crease out the other side. Now held in. Long shot for the point by Callahan. That one blocked off. Callahan is the game-winning goal scorer for Moose Jaw in the semifinals that sent them to this final yesterday. It's in the side of his own zone as Kissinger loses the handle on the puck. Moose Jaw takes control along the near corner. Turned over, and it's cleared off the stick, or maybe it missed the stick. Line's saying it missed the stick. Lucas Schmidt goes all the way down the ice. Icing call against the Calgary Buffaloes.
Here at the Scotiabank Saddledome, we're as high as you can possibly get to shoot a hockey game, and this is a perfect reason and perfect example to show you exactly what the Calgary Buffaloes and jerseys with the red numerals are doing. They're putting pressure on 2 and 3 guys. You saw that here on the near side against the left wing. The defenders were sitting outside by the face-off dots on the other side of the blue line. This is the time to pinch. This is the time to get open, Chris. You can lose by 1 or 100. It doesn't matter. Sleep on the bus.
Play. There's a shot. Whale to save the rebound. Lucy by Mullen tried to backhand it in front from McGrath. Instead, it was blocked off, and Calgary will clear the puck the length of the ice and actually into the Moose Jaw bench. Faceoff will stay deep inside of Calgary territory. A lot of this top line, Dave, the Moose Jaw Warriors to get a lot more work in the last 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, expect some shortening of the benches for sure. But yeah, I mean, maybe some of these players are going to play again here at the Saddledome. On behalf of their Western Hockey League teams. Half a dozen of these Warriors are in the Major Junior Moose Jaw program, and they've been cheering the Midget Warriors on Twitter. Been great to see, but this could be it for a lot of these guys.
McGrath left side. Fitzpatrick drop pass to the slot. Looking back from McGrath, too far, and it's picked off. Sent in behind the goal. McGrath again throws it on the doorstep. Mullen with a shot. He put it over top of the net. Great chance there for the Warriors, but Mullen's shot goes high and wide. The corner on the far side. Mullen digging for it there. 2 Buffaloes in there, knock it free. But comes right back into the pileup though, and then shovel around on the near wall. Buffaloes racing after it, pitching it off the point. There is Parker Jasper to keep it alive. He's tied up. One player from each side in there digging at it. McGrath in there trying to knock it free. Jasper does. Back to the line, then decide to go right back to the pile. Was knocked away. Fitzpatrick going to hold it in at the point. Good job by Fitzpatrick to cycle that back to the line. Now holds it into the slot. Bounces it free. McGrath with it on the right side. Extra attacker coming on. Is Calgary going to send it to the empty net? They scored! A clearing attempt as the goaltender went to the bench, and the Calgary Buffaloes up high to lead.
There's a difference, Chris, between bottling the middle and efficiently executing your defense. That's what the Buffaloes have done for the last 30 to 45 seconds. This was the finish that they wanted to see. They're not here to win any style point contests. They want to win a max tournament, go down in the history books. Moose Jaw was unable to draw anything up, and an empty net goal is the result.
You know what, Dave? Right now, my wife sitting down across from us in the stand is asking Moose Jaw, why you pulled your goalie now? 3:20 with still lots of time left, but the Warriors second, they pull their goalie. The Calgary Buffaloes send it down and put it into the back of the empty net.
I thought Moose Jaw had drawn a power play, and I was going to mention that to you.
Looking right for the referee as well.
And bad luck for the Warriors. Good thing they're...
Rosier gets the goal. Was unassisted for...
There he comes again.
4th of the tournament. And there goes the goaltender, Coward again to the bench.
Like I said, you can lose by 1 or 100. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. All it sees is if you win or lose this game. Here's a centering pass broken up, though. In behind the goal, Moose Jaw battling for it. 2.5 minutes to go. Needing now a bigger miracle is at the point. Warriors hold it in. by 3, long shot blocked off in front, hit a couple of Calgary Buffaloes on the doorstep. Now Fitzpatrick pokes it in behind the goals. He goes after it again. Calgary knocks it free, send it to the line, not out, held in, long shot. Whale got a piece of that one. May have gone off Calvert in front before it hit Whale. In the corner again, Moose Jaw trying to drive the front of the goal. Rookie wraparound in front of the net, and that one comes free on the side. Knocked away by Calgary. Is this one going to bounce in? Not quite. Didn't quite have the spin to bounce in the back of the net again there, Dave.
I don't care what the score sheet says, Chris, or even what the voters say. The Moose Jaw Warriors player of the game is Calvert. There's just no question about that.
There's the trophy, Dave.
Yeah, and good thing it's facing away from the Warriors because they don't want to be looking at that right now. It looks like Moose Jaw is going to take a timeout. But as I was going to say just before the empty net goal, Chris, that this was the game this was the segment of time the Calgary Buffaloes wanted. They were mucking everything inside on the near side below the face-off dot towards us on the near boards. I would say that they were skating about 80%, not because they were running out of gas, but because it was an efficient, slower style. Force them to take it away from you. And if they do, you've got your guys, as I said, efficiently in front of the blue paint, in front of the net, not plugging it up so that it can be exploited from either of the wings.
Dave, let the audience know what the laugh was about.
I love your wife. I don't know what she feels like about me, but I love your wife.
What did I tell you? I told you.
Converted her into being a hockey fan.
Yeah, she actually knows more about hockey than I do, which is kind of a scary thought.
Oh my God! What?
Calgary Buffaloes.
Why did they hire me then?
They're around the boards and out to center ice because she's shy. That's why. Buffaloes will chase the Moose Jaw Warriors back inside of their own zone. Warriors gain control of the puck out.
I am not.
Empty net still as the Warriors get to center ice, dump the puck down inside of Calgary territory, back after Schoenig inside of his own zone. Send up top, Warriors, top of the point, looking for a lane. Jasper on the left side, on the near left wing boards. His shot blocked off, comes back to him again, fires it towards the front of the goal. There's a shot, Whale the save! The rebound came right in front to the right wing side, and the Moose Jaw Warriors, no quit in this team, Dave, despite being 95 seconds away from losing this tournament.
Calvert had to create some sort of disruption, but not create goaltender interference because Whale had an easy time. He was able to enter going to his far left to cover that zone of his net corresponding to his left post, and that was too easy.
Buffaloes win the defensive zone faceoff in behind their own goal. It's the 10th defensive zone faceoff in this third period, and Calgary has won 6 of 10 of those. Puck in the near corner boards. Moose Jaw with control. Can't down though. The Buffaloes clear to the line. They can't get it out though. Good job holding it in. On the point by Jasper, and now worked down low by Mullet. Gets the return feed. Mullet dances away to the front of the net, knocked away and into the corner. 70 seconds, I should say, to go in this hockey game. Calgary Buffaloes with control, looking for their first title in 12 years. Back of the line, Moose Jaw going to hold it in again. 3 on the left side into the final minute of the 42nd annual Max Midget Hockey Championship. Buffaloes won it in 2008. That was the 30th edition. Now there's a long shot for the play, looking to win the 42nd edition of the Calgary Buffaloes. 48 seconds left. Calgary Buffalo fans starting to chant right now as Moose Jaw back inside their own zone. Stretch backed off, backhand shot to the empty net. They scored! It's Rossier again, empty net goal, and it's 6-2 Buffaloes.
I've liked Rossier all week, Chris. He's another one of those guys that he kind of fades into the background and then he's there when you need him most. That you have to double shift and double team the entire game because he'll come through for you at the moment's notice. We were talking earlier in the week about how the Max winner doesn't have a lot of luck at, let's say, the national championships, especially the local teams when they have considerable success. It's either good at the Nationals, bad at the Max, or good at the Max, bad at the Nationals. The Calgary Buffaloes, the defending Alberta champions, defending Pacific champions.
Rossier with the goals. Back in come the Buffaloes again. 2 goals and an assist for Rossier in this game. Give him 5 goals and 4 assists. 9 points in the tournament for Stefan Rossier. 3 in this hockey game as the Moose Jaw Warriors lift the puck up and out of play. 17 seconds to go in the hockey game. The Calgary Buffaloes, Dave, for the first time in 12 years, are going to be able to call themselves Max Midget Hockey Champions.
And this is perfect revenge because the last time they played single elimination games, Chris, Final Four in the playoff round of the TELUS Cup 2019 edition. They finished second, lost the semifinal, lost the bronze medal. This proves to everybody that they can win single elimination games, and I love the idea that they could run the table and win the South Division.
Crowd chanting it down, counting the time down. Final seconds tick down, and the Calgary Buffaloes are the 2020 Max Midget Hockey Champions.
First time a local team's done it in 4 years, Chris, and in front of a great crowd who stuck around after the Hitmen game. That's what you want. 5 out of the 25 teams were here that were locals. We noticed this on the opening ceremony game against the Russians. The Buffaloes just had that right mental attitude. They had a tremendous performance that night, absolutely perfect. They did get outshot, but otherwise they played a perfect hockey game, especially at a midget level, against a team that was very highly offensive. The Buffaloes went on an incredible run, defeating Sherwood Park 11-1, a huge win against Lethbridge 4-1. We had the broadcast on December 30th. A disappointing effort against the Prince Albert Mintos, a 5-1 loss, but they really were able to turn that around. Saskatoon Contacts 3-2 in the first quarterfinal, and a 6-2 win over the Caribou Cougars, and a 6-2 win tonight, folks. This is not a 4-goal game. These are two hard-working teams where the Calgary Buffaloes scored 2 goals into an empty net. But
shots on goal, Dave, in that third period, 10-6 Moose Jaw. They dominated the third period. Just the one goal, were unable to get that equalizer, and the Calgary Buffaloes waited for their opportunity, got a shorthanded goal and a pair of empty net markers as well. Final shots 34-24 for Moose Jaw. Face-offs in that third period, 11 in favor of the Calgary Buffaloes. First time in the game that they won the face-off battle in a period. They get out-dueled 38-34 on the face-off dot, but Dave, Calgary Buffaloes didn't need the face-offs most of this game, but when they needed them, they were huge and they picked them up.
Well, Moose Jaw, as I talked about early in the third period, Chris, they wrote up the right plays in the playbook for the first half of the period, but the Buffaloes were able to ride the wave and then change their momentum. How? Because they created the moments. They were able to get that shorthanded goal that gave them the 4-2 lead. What if it was 3-3? They did lead it by a score of 3-1. Huge goal for Moose Jaw to make it 3-2, thanks to that ticky-tack play that Kirk Mullen got the finish of. But what an unbelievable moment. I talk about moments. What an unbelievable moment that shorthanded goal was. 22 for Blue. Calgary Buffaloes, Justin Barker. They were able to create turnovers both 5-on-5 and in the power play throughout the tournament, throughout the night, and on the biggest stage, in the biggest arena, they got the biggest win.
Calgary Buffaloes a 6-2 win over the Moose Jaw Warriors, and you know what, Dave? As you said, the 2 empty net goals, and my wife Linda, she sent a text. I went down to read it, and she said, "Can't believe they pulled the goalie down 2 with 3 minutes left." And it backfired on them. The Calgary Buffaloes with those 2 empty net goals to a 6-2 win. As you said, 6-2. This game was a lot closer than 6-2. That score indicates, as the Moose Jaw Warriors disappointed. They're going to have a long trek back to Moose Jaw, but they'll have to forget about this game and concentrate on the second half of their season as they get set to make a run towards the TELUS Cup.
Yeah, Moose Jaw's got a lot to play for. They start here next week.
Representing Texaco Sources Voice, please welcome Jack Gregory and our Vice President of Operations, Gary French, who will present the player of the game awards. Player of the game for the Moose Jaw Warriors, number 15, Connor McGrath.
Connor McGrath, player of the game for the Moose Jaw Warriors.
I got outvoted again. What happened?
Well, McGrath had 2 assists. Can't really argue with that one.
No, I guess
it's not Rose here. I'm going to be extremely confused.
In the championship jerseys.
And the player of the game for the Calgary Buffaloes, number 16, Blake Setter.
Blake Setter's not a bad choice either, as he had the goal that made it 3-1. It turned out to be the game-winning goal. That would actually is key for the Calgary Buffaloes there, Dave, is that goal. That had the opportunity for Moose Jaw to come right back. They got in the goal to make it a 2-1 game, and Setter comes back a mere 43 seconds later, gives Calgary the 3-1 lead.
Another momentum shift, another moment. That was the key all week, and that's the key all night tonight.
The playoff MVP is sponsored by AZ Kids. Representing AZ Kids, please welcome Mercedes Lawman from the tournament committee.
Playoff MVP going to be presented.
And a very special helper. The playoff MVP for 2019-2020 is the Calgary Buffaloes number 31, Jared Whale.
No surprise on that one. Jared Whale, the player of the game for the Calgary, the playoff MVP.
The Conn Smythe Award for the Max 2019-2020. Well deserved. Absolutely 100%, no question. 32 saves on 34 shots. And positionally,
average of 2.
Positionally, he was perfect because, like I said, if you don't have to make a lot of circus saves, that's because you know where you're going, where the next play is going, and your defenders are covering you at the same time. They'll allow a lot of shots because they know you're ready for them.
Now we're going to get the 2019 MVP of the tournament. And Dave, you want to take a guess? I see the tournament MVP on the bench. Let's go out and give everybody a very, very easy hint. He's already taken home 3 awards.
Oh, Mr. Chicago.
I think that's how we're going to have to refer to him if we see him again.
Well, we hope the Chicago Mission will join us again next year, along with some other American teams.
The Chicago Mission, Carter Green.
Carter Green, well done. He was
Second
impressive
team
in the game we
All-Star,
saw.
defensive player of the tournament, plus-minus winner.
Yeah. And
Just
you might wonder,
them up.
you might wonder second All-Star team, but then plus-minus, lack of penalty minutes, overall talent and skill and execution. That's
Defensive
a tournament
player.
MVP. Yeah, exactly. Well done for Carter Green. I imagine himself and his a lot to cheer about last night, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah, disappointing end for the Chicago Mission as they fell in the quarterfinals yesterday, 4-1 to the eventual runners-up, the Moose Jaw Warriors. The Warriors now getting set to accept the runner-up trophy and their silver medals.
And they should be full marks for this win, Chris. I think they can be very proud of their achievement and the fact that they needed those 2 goals against St. Albert, and they got them. And that's the momentum that rode them to the quarters, then to that spectacular 65-minute classic for the finale, and then a tremendous goal in the overtime, and then full marks for the victory. Unfortunately, they were down 2-0, 3-1, and 4-2 before the empty netters arrived.
Runner right now being presented to the Moose Jaw Warriors. It won't be the big one that they were hoping to take back home with them on the bus, but it will be one that they can look back on in a couple of 3-4 years' time. You know, if they ever make their way back into the city of Calgary through Major Junior, through Junior A, however they're going to do it. Head over to the Max Bell Center. They'll see that trophy in the trophy box at the Max Bell Arena, and they'll be like, yeah, you know what? We were the runners-up that year.
Like I said, they were a bat out of hell in the first 7-8 minutes of the period, but the Buffaloes calmed down, relaxed, and got everything off and prevented any quality scoring chances of a numerous count. And then that incredible 4-2 shorty finished them off.
Warriors now getting their silver medals, and it really, I think that was the kind of the dagger there, Dave, was that shorthanded goal as Moose Jaw had all kinds of momentum, and then get the power play. Great opportunity to tie this game up at 3-3. Turn over at the blue line, and the other way goes Blake Setter, goes Justin Barker, and makes no mistake, goes forehand, backhand, top shelf on Chase Coward, who hadn't given up a goal to that point in the playoffs, as he had that shutout streak in the semifinals, and then gives up that goal here late in the third period to really seal the deal for the Calgary Buffaloes.
And all Coward can do in that situation, Chris, is take away the bottom half of the net, because guys have been missing over the top of the net all week. So if you can rely on that and create a clean breakaway that leads to a shot over the net, you do it. And unfortunately, it was placed right into the net.
Championship awards now to the Calgary Buffaloes.
If you've been to the South Fish Creek Arena in Southeast Calgary, folks, you see banners and awards all over that wall, and just another one is about to be raised, along with, as I said, the Pacific Championship and the Alberta Championship in the 18-19 season. What a positive momentum ride for the rest of the year, the 2020 half of this seasonal campaign here in the Alberta Midget Hockey League. And to me, they're the clear favorites. But you know what the lesson of this week is, Chris? Go support midget hockey. Whether you're in Moose Jaw, in Calgary, Chicago, wherever you're watching it, you will get your money's worth, because the fans absolutely got their money's worth all week long. These kids can skate like you wouldn't believe. They can skate faster than some university players that I cover.
You know what,
and
Dave?
It's end-to-end action, and you will love it.
Want to give credit to the tournament committee. 8 ties throughout the week. Don't play overtime in these. And midget players, they don't play overtime as well. I know there's been a lot of talk on on Twitter from the AMHL teams. They want to see overtime come in, as 8 ties in the tournament this week. 6 of them were 3-3s, 1 6-6, and 1 2-2 tie. Unbelievable week of hockey from all 25 teams that we saw here.
And all 25 teams put their major effort into this, Chris. I mean, we saw it in the quarterfinals. The teams that lost were devastated. The teams that won were ecstatic. This isn't just some idle game on a random Tuesday in November. This is the most tournament at this age level there is in the world. I mean, there's the Pee Wee tournament in Quebec. There's the World Juniors, obviously, and there's your club team for both midget and bantam hockey, trying to go to a national championship. But to me, if there's a tournament that's more important than, if this is not the second most important tournament,
Dave, I know
besides
right now,
the TELUS Cup, I can't think of what it is.
I know right now our viewers can't see it, but the referee and the 2 linesmen just gathered at the far end. Our broadcast right got a picture as the referee and linesman very happy, a lot of big smiles on their faces. They got some taken as they were skating off the ice, as they're going to let the teams enjoy this moment. And Dave, for the Calgary Buffaloes, they now get to raise yet another banner, as you said. This one, 2019-2020 Circle K presenting the Max Midget Hockey Championship. So a little bit different banner than the last one they got back in the 2008-2000, back in January the 1st of 2008 in the 2007-2008 Max Midget Hockey Championship.
And I don't know if there's any wall space. I really don't.
Something's going to have to come down.
Yeah, that title in 1973, I think, can finally be retired. But you know, that's when you box frame it and hang it somewhere. Hey, you remember that trophy you won when you were a teenager 46 years ago? Do you want that banner? Sure, why not?
Alternate captain's now going to accept the championship trophy. Goaltender Jared Whale going as well.
And the best part about tomorrow is, Chris, they get to sleep in and enjoy themselves.
That's right.
Have a fun night. School doesn't start until Monday.
Have a couple of days off before school starts up again, and exams will start up again very shortly. Exams will be up very shortly for these guys for their first semesters. Incoming the championship banner after the players getting the championship trophy.
Believe me, folks, Google it. Alberta Midget Hockey League, Saskatchewan AAA Midget Hockey League. Follow these teams. Read up on the information. Buy your tickets. You won't regret it, especially when we get to the playoffs.
They're taking that banner off the bar there, so pretty sure there's going to be a team picture with that banner as well as the trophy. And the Calgary Buffaloes, they're just kind of anxiously waiting to jump off that blue line and go and hold that trophy in there. Are they starting to go yet? No, not quite, not quite.
You know what the cool
Got
part
a
of
couple
this
more
is?
pictures.
What the cool part of this is, Chris, is as the Moose Jaw Warriors head back to the room and we congratulate them on their silver medal performance this year.
And the Warriors saluting their fans, saluting the Calgary Buffaloes as the rest of the players now gathering, looking to get their chance to get their hands on the trophy. It has been a long 12 years with the Calgary Buffaloes, our Max Midget Hockey Champions once again. And this one presented by Circle K. It is the 42nd annual Max Midget Hockey Championship, and we're going to let the Calgary Buffaloes take the honor of this one. We're going to just let them enjoy their moment.
We hope you enjoy the Max experience. We look forward to seeing you again at next year's tournament.
5, 10, 15 years from now, they'll be able to walk into the South Fish Arena, take their kids, and point at that banner and say, "Look what your daddy did on January 1st, 2020." Myself and a lot of my best friends won the biggest midget tournament you can win.
First championship of the new decade in the Max Midget Hockey Championship, and it has been a pleasure all week long, and I'd like to thank everybody for joining us all week long, whether you purchase the tournament passes or the day passes. Thank you for joining us, whether you're watching this as well on YouTube, as I know these have all these games uploaded to YouTube. Thank you for joining us. It has been a pleasure to call these games. For Dave Standish, I'm Chris Colwell. Good night, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2020. The Calgary Buffaloes, the 2020 Max Midget Hockey Champions.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next year. Let's do it again.